Welcome. You have activated all systems. Deactivation is not an option. The end is where we begin.
We're just going to fake it to Hooks. He's going to roll out to his right. Misses the tackle, puts it deep.
Oh, look at this.
And complete to number 25.
Aaron
Down
rolling.
to 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown.
There you go.
Pinnacle. All day, all day, all day. Trying to
Run,
come back.
Brian, run.
Nope, there it is, there it is. Seven, eight, and a
Boom. Boom.
There's Gillis Run.
Yeah, oh my God.
Goodness.
Wow. One-handed, incredible.
That is one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to playoff football. The first week for the Pinnacle Pioneers. Round one, we have Desert Ridge tonight. This is Todd Dixon. I'm along with Rich Piper tonight. We'll have a guest or two join us. Tim is downstairs doing the overhead announcements today, so it's the Todd and Rich show. Rich is out on the 24-yard line right now, walking the field. How's it look, Rich?
It looks great. It's a beautiful night out here, Todd. I'm on the south side of the field. Both teams are walking on right now. Beautiful temperature, no wind.
Beautiful. Well, what do we have in store tonight? Well, your Pinnacle Pioneers, 9-1 on the year. Second seed in Arizona for 6A. Ranked number 79 in the entire United States, taking on Desert Ridge, who came in as the 15 seed with a 3-7 record. And they're ranked number 1903 in the nation. Now, I say that the toughest schedule in 6A on the entire year was Desert Ridge. Nobody played a tougher schedule than they did. We had the fourth toughest schedule. So if you look at side by side with us, we're averaging 44.7 points a game. Don't get up and get a Coke. Don't get up and go to the bathroom. If you miss one play, you're going to miss our drive. Right, Rich?
Absolutely. I was going to say, don't even blink.
Don't even blink. You'll miss a touchdown.
Especially in the first half.
You know, if you take a look at Desert Ridge, offense has not been their strong suit this year. They're only averaging 13.2 points per game. We're giving up an average on defense of about 25.2. They're giving up 27.6. Actually, defense is the strength of Desert Ridge. They've got a really good defensive end and some pretty good tacklers on D. Passing yards on the year, if you want to look at stats, we're averaging 307 yards a game. Desert Ridge, you ready for this, Rich? Desert Ridge averages 69.8 yards a game through the air, and they were 0 for 7 last week in their final regular season game. They had 0 yards passing last week. So what do you think we're going to see tonight?
Yes. Well, so they had no doubt they had a really tough game in the last week. The score was 51-0. I think I might be breaking up a little bit here, Todd, but I want to go back to one of the stats that you had mentioned.
Okay.
When you look at the records, you'll see at 9-1 and see Desert Ridge 3-7.
Correct.
But I'm never a big fan of trying to look at a matchup on the game just based on a record alone. So
no, it's playoff. Actually, everybody's 0-0 when you come into the playoffs.
And any given Sunday, of course. But if you look at the difference on the points for and the points against and the differential on both teams, I think that's a real telling story. Factor in the tougher schedule that Desert Ridge had, but I still don't think they come close to Pinnacle.
No, on paper, we are the heavy favorite to win this ball game. But again, it's football. It's an emotional game. There's swings you never know. Some other things, Rich, talking about stats, we're doing pretty well on the ground, too. We average 168 yards per game. Desert Ridge actually averages 174. So they've got a pretty potent running attack and a pretty good running back that we're going to have to shut down tonight. So total yards in comparison, we've got 475 yards a game we're averaging on offense. They're averaging 244. Quite a difference.
Yeah, so another interesting stat, you mentioned the rushing yards where it's really close. In fact, Desert Ridge has the edge.
Another
one is sacks per game. I don't know if you look at that stat, but you'd see Desert Ridge is averaging more sacks per game than Pinnacle.
Yeah, in fact, you may have it. I think they have 29 on the year. You know, I believe Rich. I think Rich is going to come up. We're having some technical difficulties. So let's go a step further, shall we? Turnovers committed. We've only committed 9 turnovers on the year, and we've had 23 takeaways, which is huge. That gives us a plus 14 in turnover differential. Desert Ridge, conversely, has committed 19 turnovers, and they've only taken away 10. So they're at a negative 9. By the way, folks, when we broadcast here at home, you hear AC/DC blaring into the speaker. That's just part of the experience here. You're going to hear the overhead quite often. Thank goodness it's good music. I'm tapping the toe as I talk here. Common opponents this year. Let's talk about that. We beat Liberty 34-33. We came back in the fourth quarter to win that game, and we had a pretty big win, 56-34 over Mountain Point. So we're 2-0 against common opponents. Desert Ridge lost to Liberty 21-14, close game, and they lost 28-20 to Mountain Point. So they hung tough in both of those games. And I think it comes down to the battle of the trenches. They've got some kids that are pretty tough, and they try to ground it out. That's exactly what they try to do. I will say that the kid to watch, you were talking about sacks earlier, Rich. The kid to watch on their side of the ball is Ja'Cory Rice, number 5. 12 sacks on the year. I mean, the kid just flat out balls out when it comes to the defensive side. Some notes from here. Here's what we have to do tonight. Pinnacle has to stop the run. Desert Ridge had 0 yards passing last week for a reason. They're really beat up, banged up, and I think they're down to their 3rd or 4th quarterback at this point. And so throwing the ball certainly is not their strong suit. But we're going to have to shut down the run. I mean, that's going to be a big key on this. By the way, folks, for the 3rd game in a row, we're going to get my cell phone out. And what I'd like to do is to invite anybody who's listening to send me a text, and we will give you a shout-out on the air. What we need to know on the text is the player or coaches or whoever you're following with the program, who you are, what your name is, and what your relation is to that player or / coach, and we will give you a shout out over the air. My cell phone, if you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper or text it in your phone, whatever you'd like to do. My personal cell phone for this is 623-687-6003. Please no pictures. I am a married man. Please no proposals. But if you saw my picture, I probably wouldn't worry about that anyway. So it's not a big deal.
Hey, Todd, we lucked out tonight because I actually forgot my cell phone, and it's the weirdest feeling ever. I don't know if you've ever done that.
What's that?
I forgot my cell phone.
Oh,
so
yeah.
My buddies who usually text me during the game and give me help and stats, I can't give them your number. Hopefully they'll remember it.
Well, hopefully they're watching. Again, 623-687-6003. We'll give you a shout out over the air. So that's anybody who logs in and watches. This should be a fun one. You know, Desert Ridge, there's some history there. We've played Desert Ridge a couple times in the past. They put us out of the playoffs when we were much younger of a program with Pinnacle. So, Rich, what do you see coming tonight?
Actually, you know what? I've been pretty bad. Almost everything that I've said, it's been the exact opposite.
Right.
But I see this very similar to some of the other games where I think it's going to be a tough first half.
Right.
And I think Desert Ridge is probably going to get up for the game. I do think we're going to win handedly over the long run, but I think it may stay close in the first half. I don't think it'll be a 28-7 in the first half like it was against Boulder Creek last week.
It's so hard to tell, isn't it? I mean, from week it depends on partially which Pinnacle team shows up. We've been off a couple times this year. We haven't lost in Arizona. Our only loss on the year, folks, was to Jay Sarah out of California, who not too long ago was ranked number 6 in the entire country, and that's a game that we could have and should have won. So when we're hitting on all cylinders, Pinnacle is going to be tough. So, you know, taking a look at the bracket, were you looking at how things came out? You know, so we're the 2 seed. Desert Ridge is the 15 seed. Chandler is the number 1 seed this year. They're taking on Boulder Creek up the road in Anthem as the 16 seed this evening. Brophy Prep coming in at number 9 is taking on number 8 Mountain Point. I think that's going to be a really good game. So we've got Cesar Chavez, who came in, I think, at 13, taking on number 5 Highland, who's been playing really well lately. And Liberty, who gave us everything we could handle earlier in the year, at number 4, is taking on number 13 Westview. That's on the other side of the bracket. On our side of the bracket, if we prevail tonight, we're going to be taking on the winner of Red Mountain and Queen Creek. And folks, here we are. We've got captains coming out. So we've got number 70 for Pinnacle, and of course that is.
So I've got this. It's number 70, Matt Mickelson. He's a senior, 6'2", 265.
Okay.
We've got number 23, Quentin Powell, who's also a senior, 5'8", 160, wicked fast.
Yes.
And we got number 25, Amlik Juntanen, who's also a senior at 6'1", 190 pounds.
So on the other side of the ball, Rich, I don't know if you can catch the numbers for Desert Ridge. They've got one kid that's just flat out huge, 72. Who is that? He is the full refrigerator. That's number 72 is Ian Dernherter. He's a 265-pounder. Number 28 is another that's Dominic Salzar.
Number 20.
Yeah, number 13 is Koa Tiparua, and number 20 is Gabe Seguaro. Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, and we'll be back with you in a minute.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's broad glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fantastic as always. It's such a treat, you know, with the national anthem and what we have. And I'll tell you what, playoff football is about ready to roll. I'll tell you what, folks, as we come in here, let's just mention real quickly a little bit on our sponsors who help us throughout the year. Our corporate sponsor, our championship corporate sponsor this year at the highest level is Hayes Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. It pays to call Hayes, the last HVAC company in Phoenix you'll ever need, the most dependable provider of quality-driven air conditioning service, repair, and maintenance in the Greater Valley. Visit them at www.hayescoolingandheating.com for details. So that'll get us going, and it looks like we're going to be kickoff team to start, huh, Rich?
We are. I didn't see who won the toss, but we are kicking off from the south side, and we'll be defending the south end, kicking off to the Desert Ridge Jaguars on the north end.
Yep. We have a special treat at halftime. Well, I'm going to tease it. We're not going to tell you who it is, but it's the father of one of the players who's really come along this year and gotten a lot of accolades and some offers. He's going to join us at halftime, and if we can twist his arm, he's a big dude. I don't know if we can twist very hard, but hopefully he may hang out in the third quarter with us and do some colors. So here's the opening
by 87, taken by number 44.
Yep, it's 10 up to the 15. Gets up to about the 20, and nice tackle on special teams. Did you get a number there?
On the tackle?
Yeah.
37.
37. Well, that would be Borkowski, Sean Borkowski. So Desert Ridge will start from their own 20-yard line, and they like to run the ball, without a doubt.
So Todd, you had asked me earlier about what we're going to see tonight, and as I always do, I love the trenches. And the game last week was a trenches game. It was awesome.
They've got some beef up front. There's some big kids on that offensive line, so that will be a good key matchup. So coming up for Desert Ridge under center, they're going to go with the double wingback look, single back, motion, and it's going to be an option over to the right-hand side. Makes a move. He's stumbled, and he's down at the 32-yard line, the quarterback for Desert Ridge. And that's number 21. That is Kobe Hathcock. So 5'11", 200-pound junior.
Yeah, it looked like he tripped over the 28-yard line.
You know, that style offense that they run, we haven't seen a whole lot of this year. So that's what's going to be interesting.
He had an option in the backfield, but he also had an option on the pitch out to the right.
Well, and I think last week, you know, they ran the ball. They didn't complete a single pass last week. We talked about that. And Hathcock is in there now. Normally a running back. They put him in at the QB position. So Hathcock under center. It's going to be motion to the left. And another option, this time to the left-hand side, and he's going to try to turn the corner. Pretty good coverage for Pinnacle. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 yards.
And that was number 23, Quentin Powell, and on the tackle there, and helped out by number 11, Kyle Brandt.
Kyle Bryant and Q have had a Quentin Powell, we call Q, had a great year so far. Both of them have.
There was a great article that posted yesterday. I don't know if you saw that on Max Preps. It was really short, but it was talking about Quentin Powell stepping up in a leadership position.
Absolutely. So 2nd down and 7 for Desert Ridge at their own 34. Picked up 1 first down so far on this drive. This time they're going to come with the Twins right look, Hathcock under center. And they're going to keep another option.
Again.
Boy, he's in the open field all the way past midfield to the 48-yard line.
That was the 52-yard line. That was Kyle Bryant again on the tackle. Enough for a first down.
A couple of years ago, Tim's doing a JV game on the overhead, and Rich is with him. And Rich goes, he's down at the 52. So Tim over the overhead says, at the 52-yard line.
You have a little bit more context behind that. In the freshman and JV games, while Tim is doing the overhead, I spot. So I'm on the binoculars the whole time, calling who's making the plays. We'll do some of that tonight, too. You might hear some silent times, too, because it's just me and Todd. He's going to need a break and get some liquid in his mouth.
So here we are. 1st and 10 from the 48. This time it's going to be handoff, and boy, ran into a wall, and that wall is number 71, Drew Acor.
Nichols, number 16 on the carry.
So that's going to be 3rd and 10, or 2nd
on the tackle for the Pioneers. Drew
Acor. Todd, you were talking about, we got a timeout. I got an injured player here, but he's on his own. Looks like he's coming off.
That's that's the number 71. That's one of their big kids, too.
Zach Landa, 6'3", 290 pounds.
10 donuts shy of 3 bills. That's a big kid. Have our first shout out tonight. Tony joining from Dallas, Texas. Invited by our tech guys to join. Go Pinnacle. Good luck, guys. All right, we got the tech guys getting involved here. Great. Glad you're watching, Tony.
We'd be nothing without them. Producer, director, cameraman, if that's what we need collectively as the tech guys.
Again, 623-687-6003 if you want a shout out from the broadcast crew. So 2nd down and 10 for Desert Ridge in Pinnacle territory. You know, they've gotten 31 yards on this drive so far. Hathcock under center. Another motion play. This time he's going to keep it again, and he's going to get up close to first down yardage, maybe a yard short at the 40. He's just, you know, it's old-fashioned option. He's riding the fullback to say, are we going to keep it or are we going to give it up the middle? And then again,
he is, and he's got the play option there. He's making that choice, and that was Jack Havner on the tackle and on the hit. He came all the way over from the left side when he saw it was an option play again and not a run. He came off his corner position, made a nice hit.
So an important 3rd and 1 for your Pioneers. Desert Ridge hurries up to the line. Pinnacle's got a 5-man front this time. And we're going to motion over to the right. This time it's just going to be a sweep. Makes a move into the open territory. 35 up to the 30, down all the way to the 26-yard line. First down, Desert Ridge. Kyle Bryant on the tackle. So they're having some success on the ground.
So that was number 16 that he pitched out to, Jared Nichols. According to this, he's a sophomore, 6'1", 163, plays strong safety. Looks like he was in at the running back.
You know, I don't see any stats on Nichols on the year, so they may have just brought him up, actually, when I looked. That Pinnacle defensive line that you're taking a look at on the inside, you got Sam Akwabu, that's Big Sam we call. Number 52. Number 71 is Drew Acor, your inside interior tackle. Defensive ends tonight. Looks like trying to catch the numbers here. Get them for you here in a second, folks. It's going to be 1st and 10, and this time the fullback dive up the middle. Not a lot of room.
Segura, number 20 on the
Going to create a 2nd and 9. So number 81, of course, is Shane Sunday. He's who just made the tackle. He's one of your defensive ends. On the other side, I believe that's number 6, and that is, or number 9, that's Russell Johnson. Or 95, excuse me, that's Clark Ray. So Clark Ray in at defensive end. Your linebackers this evening, number 31, the middle linebacker, or the Mike linebacker, is Alonzo Maya, number 31. Number 27 is Dirk, and I don't want to butcher the last name here. That is Cooper Dirk, excuse me. It's going to be a pitch to the left. It's got a little bit of a hole. Closed nicely by the linebackers, though, after a pickup of maybe 3.
Pitch to number 16, Nichols again, and that was 31, Alonzo Maya, closed on him. Gain of about 2 or 3.
Well, to round out that linebacking crew, number 25 is Omlik Juntman, heading to Northern Arizona on a football scholarship, and very close to breaking the Pinnacle record for tackles per game. He's neck and neck with Justin Mandrola from years past.
By the way, he was at the game on Saturday. I saw him and his dad on the sidelines watching it on TV.
Wonderful. So bring up a 3rd and 7.
Really? Really?
And under center, and we're going to have movement on the offense. That's going to move them back 5 yards. That's helpful. Your secondary this evening for the Pioneers, the starting secondary. Number 28 is Jack Hapner, corner. Number on the other side, Quentin Powell is your other cornerback. Sorry. Number 23, and your safeties, we have Clay Zepke in the game, and then number 24, and number 11 is Kyle Bryant. So that rounds out your starters. You'll see some shifting on safeties. Number 20, Trevor Crawford's in there quite often too. They kind of go back and forth there.
So that false start moves them back 5 yards. We got a big 3rd and 11 here down near the red zone.
They
See what they
didn't
do.
complete a pass last week. And this time they are going to head back and try to set up a screen pass, and oh boy, they caught us in a blitz. There's some room, 30, 20, down to the 10-yard line, first down.
And chased down by Omlik Juntanen, but for a first down, that was number 28 on the carry.
Well, you know, it's a chess match, and if you send a lot of pressure, and we did, we had 5 or 6 kids going after the QB, they caught us, and it happens with screen passes sometimes. So Desert Ridge on the opening drive with 6 minutes, 44 seconds left in the first quarter is knocking on our door, and they're going to be first and goal from our 10-yard line.
So it was a first pass, and when you watch that gentleman throw the ball, it didn't look like necessarily a quarterback, but executed the screen very well against the blitz.
So first and 10, Desert Ridge. Hathcock under center, motion to the left, and he runs into his own guy, but still manages to get up to about the 5-yard line.
And that was 31 again. Alonzo Maya on the tackle.
You know, if you're the 15 seed coming in to play the 2 seed and running the ball is your strength, and you know what kind of offense we have, this kind of falls right into their script, I would say. You know, they've controlled the clock for almost 6 minutes, and they're second and goal from our 5-yard line.
Well, going back to the stats we were talking about just before the game started, remember that they have more rushing yards than we do.
They do.
Starts to make sense, and they didn't throw a pass at all last week.
Now, they lost 51-0 to Highland last week. And it's going to be, Hathcock runs into his own player again, and this time we do a pretty good job. We're going to drop him for about a 2-yard loss.
And that was Q23 on the tackle.
Quentin Powell, you know, he's the fastest kid on our roster, and he plays big against the pass. You know, uses his speed and his athleticism, but he's not afraid to hit you. Q's in on a lot of tackles.
And you know, we see him in wide receiver every once in a while. That's a lot of fun too, because he gets a step or two on the guy.
And return. I mean, he's all over the field. So a very important 3rd and goal for Desert Ridge at our 6-yard line. And they've thrown one pass on this drive, and it was the screen. That's it. You're probably going to see him pounded on the ground here again. And timeout on the field. So Desert Ridge with their first timeout of the game, but I'll tell you what, they've kind of come out and had some success early.
Yeah, hey, I was mentioning earlier, I mean, you asked me what I thought the game would be like, and we were keeping it close in the first half. But really like what we've seen, right? Lots of running, lots of choices. So it was all number 21. How do you say his last name?
Number 21 for Desert Ridge is Hathcock. Yeah.
So he was the running back. Now he's in his quarterback. But he's got plenty of options. It looks like he bumps into his option guy every once in a while on a few of those plays. But hey, pieced it together. Made the right call at a third and 11 against the blitz, had a big gain, and got him down here 10 yards out from the end zone. But now here they are, 3rd down and what, Todd, 6?
3rd and 6, and the thing is, the ball control is what is scary. You know, very few times in the past 3 years have we lost games when it's a track meet. You know, there's been a couple times. Chandler got us last year, but when it's a grounded out and pound it like it is right now, I mean, we're at 5:26 left in the first quarter. We haven't seen the ball on offense yet. So defense going to have to try to hold here. 3rd and goal. Hathcock under center. Motion. And it's going to be a counter. And what a beautiful job to stop that in the backfield. And it's a fumble. They're going to say he's down.
You're saying he's down.
Who got him? Who was that tackle?
20 on the carry.
That was I think that was Alonzo Maya, 31.
81 on the tackle.
That's Shane Sunday.
81.
Yeah, Shane Sunday sniffed that out from the defensive end position and just did a beautiful job. So Desert Ridge at 4th down, looks like they're going to go for a field goal, try to strike first blood.
Here we go. Kicking. Holding is going to be number 99 on Desert Ridge, and kicking looks like number 80.
Weinberg is the holder, and number 80 is Valenzuela, Anthony Valenzuela on the kick. We've blocked 2 this year and almost got a third. Did he get it through?
He did.
Wow, that was so close. Kyle Bryant almost got his 3rd field goal block on the year. He didn't quite get it. Desert Ridge strikes first blood, 3-0.
For the Jaguars.
Yeah, they marched down the field. Don't know the play count, but they took seven and quarter minutes.
Yeah, that's a pretty long drive, actually. I mean, there's probably 10, 11 plays in there. So your Pinnacle kick return team getting ready to hit out, and then you're going to see our offense led by junior quarterback J.D. Johnson, an incredible offensive line that averages 280 across the board. Many of those kids who are going to be looking to play Division I ball, and then all the weapons we have on offense. I mean, it's just so many. It's amazing. Back to receive is number 23, Quentin Powell, fastest kid on our roster. Along with him is number 13, Cade Horton. And I'll be curious to see, what kind of leg this kid has, if they're going to test this deep, or if they may try to steal a couple of possessions with some onside kicks. I wouldn't be shocked to see that.
It's kicking off number 80 for Desert Ridge.
So they're going to drive it deep, and look out. Quentin Powell is going to have a chance from the 10. 15 up to the 20, straight up the field, 25, 30, finds a crease in the 35 to the 40, cuts back over the field, all the way up to the 46-yard line. Great return by Q. It's number 23, Quentin Powell.
He's taken down from behind by Desert Ridge, number 28, Dominic Salazar, senior, 5'7", 160 pounds.
Outstanding return by Quentin Powell. You take a look at the year, his longest, he's averaging about 22 on the year on kickoff returns. In fact, he only had 1 coming into tonight on the entire season. They've only kicked a Q 1 time before that. So he's going to help his average for sure here.
Note to Desert Ridge coaches, don't kick to number 23.
I'm okay with it.
Here we go. Here's
J.D.
JD's
Johnson,
team.
number 10, under center. We're going to motion over to the left. That's Caleb Covington. Johnson goes back. He's going to look for a quick pass. Hits it in the swing pattern. Complete up to the 50, over to the 45, down about the 43-yard line. And that's is number 8, Kenji Rowland, who had a monster game last week for Pinnacle. Almost 200 yards rushing against Boulder Creek.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns. Right? And
Just played phenomenal.
And it was right on the first down, the 10-yard league. He got a first down.
So your offensive line is led by Adam Verbalitis, the center. Okay. Your left tackle is Big Tosh Baker. He's 6'9", just picked up another offer this week, this time from Utah. That gets his 3rd D1 offer. And we'll get to the rest here in a moment. JD under center. This time it's a traditional I formation. Look, we're going to pound forward for about 3 yards. So to round that out, you got big number 77 for the Pioneers over at right tackle, and that is Dylan Milbrandt. Saw him on the Twitter feed dunking a ball. So for 265, he's got some hops. Pretty good. Odea is the right guard. He's about 350 pounds. And Mickelson is your left guard. He's team captain. And in the shotgun formation, Caleb Covington is going to take the ball. So a little bit of a wildcat look. Not a lot of room. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Gain of 1. So if you remember last week in our very first offensive play was Kenji Rowland for a touchdown. So here Kenji takes the ball forward. We get a first down. We give the ball to him again, about a gain of 3, and then we hand it off to Covington for a gain of 1.
Okay, so here's JD heading to his right. And it's complete over to Shane Sunday. Makes a nice move up to the 35-yard line. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
Yep, just short, calling it 4th down. Let's see if we go for it here. Absolutely go for it. Do you think we've got the foot here to make a field goal from this far?
That's a 52-yarder, 53-yarder. I don't think they will. I mean, you've got a 280-pound offensive line, and these kids are good. They're going to go for it. JD under center. 4th and 1 for your Pioneers, down 3-0. And it's going to be right up the middle, and good for first down yardage all the way to the 30. The lead blocker, I believe, was number 70. That's Mickelson, usually your left guard. They use him in that fullback position, and it makes a huge difference.
And that was number 25, Omlik Juntanen on the run for the first down. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line.
JD under center, double twins formation. Motion, And it's going to be a quick pass complete over to the right-hand side. Not a lot of room. Covington's going to lose about 3 yards on that. Bring up a second and 13.
Covington, number 1.
That's right. We've seen these types of plays all season that were drawn up from Doc Brown, and that's a setup play.
It is. Yeah, offensive coordinator Mike Brown. We affectionately call him Doc Brown from Back to the Future. A quick shout-out to Tiffany Wright, who is watching tonight from Superior, Wisconsin, watching her nephew Marcus Libman. That's a talented young man, Marcus is. Tiffany, thanks for tuning in. Second and 13. JD in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the left. Bunch formation, twins on the right. And we're going to motion out to trips to make it pure spread. Here comes the blitz. JD escapes it, heads to his right, and he's going to jump and throw and just put a little bit too much on that. Trying to catch one of our open receivers in the end zone.
It was Kenji Rowland. He did have a step on him, but
Looks like he might have stepped out of bounds.
JD had to.
Oh, they're going to mark JD back. Okay, so he stepped out of bounds before he threw the ball. So that's going to create a very lengthy 3rd and 16 for your Pioneers.
That's right. It's right where we want them. We've seen this all season. 3rd and wicked long, and watch us throw a touchdown pass.
We usually have success in that formation. You are correct. So 3rd, and that goes all the way back to the Brian Lewerke days. 2013 and 14.
3rd and long, right where we want them.
Yeah, right where we want him. So JD's going to come out in shotgun formation. Again, a pure spread look. Trips right. And Kenji's going to now motion back into the backfield. And the referees are going to put a hanky on the field. Delay game. Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Well, shoot, guys. Now we're looking at 3rd and 20. More than that, 3rd and 23. We have to get all the way to the 21-yard line for a first down. And we're out to 44.
Okay, not sure if we got him where we want him now.
Yeah, that's a little bit long. Same formation. Kenji's going to roll back in. 3-man front for Desert Ridge. Looks like we're setting up a screen. Middle screen. It is complete. Up to the 40. Up to the 35. Makes a good move, Caleb Covington does, to get all the way to the 25-yard line. That's a nice pickup. That leaves a much more manageable 4th and 5.
Number 20.
It is not only 4th and that's right, 4th and 5. Maybe we can even draw them off sides, get a free first down. Let's see what they do.
It would be a 53-yarder if you tried. No, it'd be a 43-yarder, excuse me. 43-yarder if you tried a field goal, but we're not even going to think about it. JD under center. Minute left in the first quarter and counting.
Yep, try to draw them off sides.
I'm not
Didn't
sure.
work.
Well, he's getting a signal from Coach Doc Brown.
Right.
And JD's going to go back. Fake handoff, play action. Leans over to his left, and it's going to be an interception all the way to the 30, 35, up to the 40, and taken down at the 47-yard line by Kenji Rowland. And the first
So that was
turnover
number
of the night.
20. Sorry, Todd, that was number 24, Keegan Miller, who's a junior on Desert Ridge.
On the tackle.
It was, you know what, it looked like they had penetrated. I think they were setting it up for the screen because it looks like they had 3 Desert Ridge defensive linemen who got in there pretty easily, but put pressure on and made JD make a bad throw.
Well, a little adversity early for your Pioneers. Desert Ridge with good field position at their own 47. And quick shout out. We've got another one coming in. This is to shout out to Gary Winthrop. And he's watching Cody and Derek. So thank you, Gary. Another penalty comes down. And the offense is going to get an illegal substitution call. That'll move it back about 5. You know, we've had a couple of quarters where we've started slow this year. Valley Vista comes to mind. Horizon comes to mind. It seems like it just takes a little while to wake up.
I even thought last week it was going to be the same way. I think Boulder Creek was tired. But that's what I was thinking was going to happen tonight. Close first half. Let's see, though.
It is playoffs. Winthrop. Actually, it's going to be the quarterback again coming up the middle, and that's Hathcock. And it seems like he keeps running into his running back when you watch that. This time the Pioneers are right there to sniff it out, and it's going to be a loss, maybe back to the line of scrimmage or a gain of 1 or 2. Going to bring up a 2nd and 13 for Desert Ridge. We may not get another playoff in this quarter, folks. Substitution coming in, and I think, they're going to head to the sidelines, so they're going to let it count down.
Yeah, we got the 25-second clock tonight that's working in the scoreboard. We've had challenges all season where they kept the 25-second clock on the field.
Desert Ridge.
So we had a better idea that we were going to run out of time here in the first quarter and switch sides.
Our team captain sponsor.
So at the end of the first quarter, Pinnacle Pioneers down 3-0 to Desert Ridge. So let's go back and do another sponsor shout out, shall we? The next one will be our touchdown sponsor, which is Marley's. Marley's at Desert Ridge, bringing the best parts of family, friends, and sports fans, serving up our varsity team on game days for dinner. Testament to great service, excellent food, and a welcoming atmosphere for our community. The Marley's brand wouldn't be much without their royal guests. This is the place to go after Friday night varsity games and catch up on the highlights there. www.marleys.com.
Do you head out to Marley's after the game, meet the coaches on Friday nights?
A lot of weeks, yeah. Yeah, I do. The year that I coached, that was always a hot spot to go, and it's fun. You know, some of the kids come in there and they'll usually put up Friday night lights afterwards to where you can watch everything. So, but I go way back. You know, when my kid played, 2012 through 14, that place used to be packed. Back then, it was Wolfley's. If you remember,
Right.
Ron Wolfley's restaurant.
This is Ron Wolfley here, the Warrior Green Chili.
All right, 2nd and 13 for Desert Ridge. Hathcock under center again. Pinnacle's got about a 6-man front, it looks like now. And they're going to shut down. They're not going to allow them to do that anymore. Good adjustment on defense for Pinnacle to do this. Defensive coordinator Andrew Hurley, I'm sure, probably conferred maybe with head coach Dana Zupke. And what you're seeing now, typically Pinnacle's got a 4-3 defensive alignment. And when you take a look, just count how many kids are now up on the line of scrimmage. They got all the linebackers playing up, basically. So they're almost daring them to try to throw the ball.
I'd make the same adjustment.
It's a very good adjustment.
They know they didn't throw any passes last week. They run the
didn't
ball
complete
out.
any. They
They've
tried
got their
several.
running back in as QB. They're going to run the option.
So we basically have got a 6 to 7 man front on this.
It's a timeout on Desert Ridge. That's their second timeout.
All they're doing is they're taking the middle linebacker, putting him up on the line, and all three linebackers are basically cheating up within a yard of the ball to give you a 7-man front. That old saying, 8 in a box, well, we got at least that. We still have our 2 safeties deep.
So if you, as the play develops, would you put all eight up, or would you ask one just to step back in case they throw a screen again like they did?
It might depend on down and distance. You know, they really hurt us on that first drive with the option, with the QB keeping the ball, and he was getting around the edge. Well, here's one thing you can do. You can take your defensive ends and put them to more of a 9 technique wide, and then you have your linebackers fill the rest of those gaps, and all of a sudden there's no hole there. Right? Now you're susceptible to some other things, like a quick pass to the tight end or some quick stuff over the middle, or if you're blitzing, a screen pass. So it's a chess match. But it's a good adjustment because we've got them at 3rd and 12, and it'll be curious to see if they may try to another screen pass here or try to throw the ball. But Pinnacle still has, it's a 6-man front, basically, if you look at it. No, it's 7-man front. Here comes a reverse, and a good job on the outside. Can't quite take him. Oh, boy. Oh, we were in position to make the play. He just caught the edge on us.
So that was number 14, Andrew Chino, was a junior, 6'1", 160 pounds, came around on that reverse. Quentin Power got him number 23.
Kyle Ryan, number 11, was in the perfect position, and he just, the kid made a great athletic play outside of Kyle.
I actually thought he looked like he got blocked in the back.
May have. But it was a creative call. Now we've got 4th and 1. Pioneers down 3-0, 10 minutes, 40 seconds and counting first half, and this is a huge play, to say the least. They rush up to the line. Pinnacle's got 6 on the line, and it's going to be a quick pop to the outside, and he caught the edge to the 40, 35, 30, up to the 25, and all the way down to the 16-yard line on a simple sweep play. First down, Desert Ridge.
So it was tackled by number 28, Jack Havner. You know, they threw a nice block there on number 24.
It was Clay Zupke. Yeah.
Clay Zupke. And it was that block that enabled him to turn that corner and get out on the outside for the first down. And then end way more.
So 1st and 10 for Desert Ridge at the Pinnacle 18-yard line. Goodness. Need a big play here, guys. We absolutely need a big play to kind of turn the tide of momentum. Desert Ridge is going to come out this time with split receiver twins to the left, and it's going to be the quarterback again looking to pitch, but he keeps it, picks up maybe 3 yards.
21 on the keeper.
Alonzo Maya took him down, number 31. A little slow to get up.
That's Hathcock again. Pretty good sized kid, 5'11", 200 pounds. Well, we talked about it. It's playoff football. You never know what to expect. Everybody comes in 0-0. You know, you throw the records away. Last year, for the first time in AI history, the 2 seed got beat by the 15 seed, and it was Desert Ridge that was the 2 seed last year that got beat.
So, Todd, when they're running the option, and I remember it being called the read option,
right,
where the quarterback almost puts it right in the belly of the option and then decides either let it go or take it back. Is that the classic read option?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it hasn't changed much through the years.
There's a flag on the play.
What the quarterback's doing is he's keen on the defensive lineman, and especially if he doesn't give it to the fullback. You know, if he sees the linebackers cheating up to stop the fullback, he'll keep it himself. And then he reads the defensive end. You know, read the corners or the outside linebackers. And if he feels like he can cut it up and pick up 5 or 6, he'll keep it. But if they all collapse on him, he's going to try to go for the big play by pitching it to the outside.
Well, that's at the outside, but it looks like you could say, hey, he keeps running into his own guy. He's actually not running into him. He's just getting that ball really close to make that decision. And if he keeps it, and then they penetrate, that's when he can pitch it out to the guy running to the outside. He hasn't done that yet, by the way.
Shout out to Wisconsin, to Don Ardahl, who's the father of special teams coach Eric Ardahl. His comment is, this game is going to be a grinder. Mr. Ardahl, I believe you're right so far. It's certainly been a little tougher than what we're used to.
Hi, Mr. Ardahl. I'd like to make you a bet for $1. That'll be tough in the first half, and we take him down in the second.
Hey, that guy knows football. I spent time with him.
That's the downfall. Text Todd if you're up for the $1 bet.
So second and 8 for Desert Ridge from the 15-yard line. Hathcock under center. Pinnacle again with 7 guys on the box, and it's going to be another option. Quarterback keeps it and takes a pretty good hit from the backside. I don't know, is it Shane Sunday again?
It was Alonzo Maya with the help of 25 Omelet Gentlemen.
Got another shout out this time to Jack Hadler from Grandpa and Mimi in Lincoln, Nebraska. 3 weeks in a row. Glad you guys are watching. So third, and we'll call it 5 from Pinnacle's 13-yard line. Low scoring first half, folks. And starting to hear some crowd noise, trying to get the defense fired up. Hathcock is going to go back. This time he's going to throw, and good coverage. Ball's incomplete.
So that was a fade intended for number 14, who is
Kyle Bryant was back there.
Andrew Chino, who's number 11, was the intended receiver, 6'1", 160 pounds, and was covered by 28, Jack Havner.
And Clay Zepke wasn't too far either, number 24. So on fourth down, this will be curious. They're at the 13. Are they going to try a 20? It would be a 30-yard field goal. Try to go up 6-0, or are they going to? Looks like they may go for it. We've only had 1 drive on the game so far, folks.
Here we go, 4th and 5. Don't come off sides.
4th and 5. Hathcock. He's going to throw.
The fade
they're going to
again.
throw another fade, and it's a nice one-handed catch, but I think he was out.
He's saying it's a touchdown.
Wow.
So same exact play to number 14, one-handed catch. He had some height on Havner.
Well, it was Clay Zepke that was back there, I thought. Let's see if we can get a replay. It was either Clay or Havner, one of the two. I thought it was Clay.
Dude, I got the binoculars on.
Was it Havner? Was it Jack? Okay. I didn't catch. So you're right. Rich has the advantage of, but in any event, it was a heck of a grab. So all of a sudden, folks, we're down 9-0 to Desert Ridge. 8 minutes, 16 seconds left, first half. They came in as the 15 seed. We are the 2 seed. Snaps down. Kick is up. And we have a penalty thrown on the play. They're going to get holding. They have to on the offensive line. They absolutely tackled our guy trying to get in there. Yes. Thank you. So they wiped that one off the books. They're going to have to re-kick that.
Against the Jaguars.
There was a mugging on our left side and their right side of the line. He basically put him in a headlock, said you can't go through here. Sorry.
Do we have the replays working tonight?
I'm not sure. Steve, if you do, see if we can put it on. Actually, your $1 bet just made it 10. That's Don Arnold in Wisconsin.
I think I got 10. All right, you're on.
All right, so now maybe we can get through and get a block or push this wide. Every point's going to count tonight, folks. Number 80 for Desert Ridge is doing the kicking. And that is Anthony Valenzuela. And
That's good.
it is good. So Pinnacle goes down 10-0 in the first half. 8 minutes, 16 seconds left. Our offense has only been on the field once today. So it's going to be pretty important for us to get a drive and get down and get 7 here. You know, change the momentum. We've been down before, though. We were down to Liberty by 14 points, came back and won it in the second half.
And even in Valley Vista, we were down by maybe not the 14-point spread, but we were down.
We were down a
at
little.
halftime.
Yeah, we've been there before.
And came back and crushed them. So now I'm thinking about raising that $10 bet.
All right, kick return team. We first kickoff. Quentin Powell had a nice return to give us great yardage. And we have Q back there again, 23, and number 13 is Cade Horton for the Pioneers. So we have 13, Cade Horton, and number 23, Quentin Powell.
Talking, let that middle bang. I was squashing no beef. I was talking.
See if they go deep again. And they were offsides. They're going to have to re-kick that. They're kicking it away from Quentin Powell after that first return.
Yeah, they'll kick it over to the right side now.
So you have on that, you have Cade Horton over there. You have Clay Zupke, number 24, as the up back. So one of those two may get a chance for the return here. Well, some adversity early, folks.
Against the Jaguars, and a back up and a re-kick.
It's a game of momentum. All we need is one quick score. You know, get some energy flowing through again, and I think we'll be fine. Valenzuela now kicking from his own 35. And it is a pooch kick. Clay's up in there. It's going to be another offsides on Desert Ridge. So we keep picking up 5 yards the easy way.
Is that offsides or a false start?
It's offsides.
Is that the same thing?
Kicking team,
Kicking?
offsides, yeah. Well, false start, okay.
Todd, that's the second time you doubted me tonight.
Yeah,
It's not even
I'll stop,
halftime
I
yet.
promise, I'll stop. So we should be able to get pretty decent field position from this. Our return guys are at the, oh my gosh, all the way above the 20, about the 25-yard line, not expecting anything deep at all. And again, 3 plays in a row. We're going to get movement on the offense. And boy, the coaching staff for Desert Ridge has got to be losing their minds over this. We can just keep doing this all the way down to the goal line. There hasn't been a second that's come off the clock yet.
And then quick kick it to Quentin Powell. So,
Right. Speaking of Quentin, another shout out to Q from the grandparents in Pennsylvania. So this is let's see, get that defense motivated. Let's go, get her done. Adversity, the steps taken along. So from Pennsylvania, shout out to Q from the grandparents. Fantastic. Let's hope he gets the ball here, folks. I'm with Grandma and Grandpa. Let's get it in his hands. And here we go. It's going to go deep, and this time Cade Horton is going to get it. And bobbles it for a moment, but he's up to the 35, up across. Makes a nice move over the 40, up to the 45. And again, we're going to start from our own 45, 46-yard line, which is great field position.
that was 13 on Desert Ridge, made the tackle. Wow, that's going to be a tough name to say. Koa Tapala. Tuapala, he's a senior on Desert Ridge, made that tackle. So Desert Ridge is out of timeouts.
Did they use all of them?
They did.
They did,
sure
didn't they? Yeah, I just noticed that too. So we have 3, they have 0. J.D. Johnson coming in under center. Second drive of the night. First one ended with an interception for Pinnacle. Twins to the left and traditional eye look. And it's going to be a handoff over to the right-hand side, over across the 50, up to the 45. Makes a nice move. Kinsey rolling up to the 30, 27-yard line. Beautiful job by Kinsey following his blocks. And then you saw that burst of speed afterwards to get to the second level. Nice pickup on first down.
13 and number 8.
Love that football, and that's the offensive line that we saw last week, last Friday night too.
Special. Man, are they good. So you might see us come back with our own version of ground and pound with these guys. And it's going to be handoff to Covington from the fullback position. He's going to get up and pick up maybe 5.
Covington, number 1 on the carry.
And that was tackled by number 5, Mr. Price. He's a junior, 6'2", 205 pounds.
Gain of 5.
So the Pioneers staying with the two-back look. Now we've got Alonzo Mayan as the tailback. Covington at fullback position. Split receivers. And this time we're going to give it to Maya, who's going to get up to about the 20.
Alonzo Maya, number 30.
About the 19, so he's 2 yards short of the first down to be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and a long, 3rd and 2, we'll call it. 1.5.
Are you doubting me again, Todd?
You've got binoculars. You have an advantage. You're right.
Yeah, but why are you doubting me?
I'll stop. You didn't bring the Halloween candy this week, Rich.
I did, but I left it downstairs.
Oh, Tim's got it.
Your wife texted me and said, don't let him have any candy. He's back on the veggie diet.
3rd and 2. Matt Mickelson plowing the road from the fullback position, and I think, boy,
he's going to be right there.
25 on the carry.
And that was Almalik Junton, and we've got a player down. Oh, boy.
Hancock, number 56.
You know, he's going to be short of the first down.
Slow to get up is
25, Junton.
Almalik Junton. Wow.
It looks like his right ankle is
one of our
popping
better
off.
players is now going to head to the sideline and get looked at by the trainer.
That's 4th down.
So 4th and less than a yard for the Pioneers. J.D. Johnson coming under center. Desert Ridge, 5-man line. Make that 6. And J.D.'s going to go straight up the middle. I like the call. Great call.
J.D. Johnson, number
Get behind Verbalitis and just rugby scrum that thing up for about 4 yards.
I love it. And I always call that the Lewerke play. I always want to see that on a really short yardage like that. Always like that call.
Well, when you look at the two guards, you got O'Day at 350, you got Verbalitis, who's a great center, and then you got team captain Matt Mickelson at the left guard. That's a lot of power in the middle. Their whole unit is good.
Those 3 guys you just named, except for the center, Verbalitis, are all seniors. Verbalitis is a junior. We'll see him back again next year.
JD under center. And it's going to be blown dead.
That's a false start.
false start on the Pioneers. That'll back them up 5.
So that's going to create a 1st and 15. Big shout out to Kyle Bryant, number 11 from Granny and Granddaddy in Tennessee. Got a chance to talk to Kyle's mom tonight, too. She's a nice lady. Wonderful lady. 1st and 15 for the Pioneers. Down 10-0. 5 minutes, 25 seconds left, first half. JD under center. And it's going to be another handoff up the middle. And good job. I think that's Kenji Rowland.
It is Kenji Rowland and following his blockers.
He really did. Very patient. Picked up about 7. So that'll create a much more manageable 2nd and 9.
56, Stephen Hancock on the tackle. He's a senior, 6'2".
Bring up a 2nd and 8.
Excuse me, 6'1", 235 pounds. I'd like to talk about how big these guys are.
Some pretty good sized boys.
I think when I was their age, I was 110 pounds.
JD in the shotgun. It's going to look left, throw the fade pattern. And what a, incomplete.
Intended for Liebman, number 3.
Yeah, Marcus Liebman almost.
Coverage number 24. Keegan Miller is also a junior on the coverage.
So that's going to create a 3rd and 9. Be an interesting call. That's the first fade pattern we've tried tonight. Just couldn't quite get it in there. Coach Brown calling in from the sidelines. Desert Ridge has shown that pretty tough on D. Yards are not coming easy this evening at all. JD in the shotgun. And play action. He's going to look over, dump it over the head of Caleb Covington. That's going to create a 4th down and 9 from the 15-yard line. It will be a 32-yard field goal attempt, and I think that's what you're going to see. Yes,
so Coach, those defenders got in pretty quick. 2 of them put the pressure on JD.
Well, they were trying to run a screen.
So they were letting him screen, but it looked like he was he went to the safety valve. After that, it overthrew him a little bit. I don't think the safety.
It was maybe a middle screen that they sniffed out, but you've got 87 in, which is Dominic Percy, to try we'll call it a 31-yard field goal. Snaps down. Kick is up. He's got the leg for sure.
It's good.
Beautiful kick. So that's going to, Pioneers are going to get on the board with 4 minutes, 33 seconds left, and a bit of a dogfight. Unexpected dogfight, but we're in one. Down 10-3.
Geez, we've seen very few field goals this year. Right, compared to the amount of touchdowns and how many you might normally see.
Well, this is by far our lowest output offensively on the year, by far. We're averaging 44.5 points per game. We got 3 on the board right now, so I'm sure, halftime adjustments, different things will come through. But we're going to need to get some stops. Speaking of defense, shout out to big number 71, Drew Acor from Uncle Bill in Michigan. So thank you, Bill. Glad you're watching. Also, we've got Kathy and Murray Wells, Craig and Sherry Smith, and Wes Shimonik following Jack Abner from Austin, Texas. The food truck capital of the world. I've been there many times. Speaking of wonderful food, Austin, I'm telling you, food trucks in Austin. It's like a 5-star dining experience.
Everything awesome. Entertainment, food, great place.
So 10-3. We haven't caught up on our scoreboard on what you're seeing on TV, folks, but the score is 10-3. Here comes the kick, and it's going to be a little bit of a pooch kick, fielded at the 35 and taken down immediately at the 37 by Clay Zuppy, number 24.
60 for the Jaguars, number 60.
So the defense with 4 minutes, 31 seconds left. Boy, it'd be great if we can get a 3 and out here and give the offense another shot at this.
Andrew Brooks, number 35 on the tackle.
Game's gone by very quickly. That's what happens when you get, the ground and pound attack of what you're seeing from Desert Ridge.
It has, but we got 4 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first half. So plenty of time here to.
And we got all 3 timeouts. So it's going to depend. If we can get him into a 3rd and long, they'll probably save him for offense, I would think. But we'll see. Desert Ridge coming out. They're going to go with a tight end to the right, and almost a full house backfield. And it's going to be a handoff fumble. Number 34 for the.
And he recovered.
Yeah, 34 for Desert Ridge couldn't quite handle that. That was Josiah Kidd. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore. So that's helpful. Brings up a 2nd and 14 for the Pioneers.
So they loaded up the right side of the line. And so, Todd, when you're on the defense and you see him loading up guys on the right side, their right side, your left side, do you try to match him, especially if you know the way they're running their schemes right now?
Yep, you do. And here comes, out from the outside, a great job flying up there. That was number 10, I believe. Is that correct?
No, number 20 on the tackle.
That's Trevor Crawford. So Trevor Crawford came flying up from the safety position, the opposite side safety position, and had a pretty good shot at him. Slowed him down, kept it to a gain of about 4. Trevor's got pretty good speed, number 20.
Yeah, he did. He had his hand on his foot, tripped him up a bit.
Gigantic 3rd and 8, folks. We're down 10-3. Steve, if you can hear me, we need to get the 3 on the scoreboard there for Pinnacle. But it's 10-3, 3rd and 8 with 3 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. And it's going to be, the quarterback's going to set up that same screen pass, and they do have it set up. And it's going to be first down yardage and more to the 40, 35-30, 25-20, all the way down to the 13-yard line. That's twice tonight. That screen has killed us.
Oh, they're saying the ball was down. Sorry, Todd. It looked like a fumble there.
Wow.
Picked up by Howden. That would have been something, but they're saying it was down.
That screen pass, we're 2 for 2 on that. Both of them gigantic plays. So, Desert Ridge down to the 14.
If you're looking at the screen right now in the upper left, there it is. We've got the score correct now. It is Pinnacle 3 and Desert Ridge 10 with just under 3 minutes and a half.
Well, at this point, you certainly want to keep them out of the end zone, that's for sure. Desert Ridge comes up. They're going to have twin receivers to the left, and they moved early. That's going to be a false start on Desert Ridge.
Keep them out of the end zone. I want them to keep everything out of them. I'm going to lose $10 here.
Yeah, those people from Wisconsin know they're football rich. Don's been around a while. He knows the game. So let's talk about 1st and 15. Boy, if you needed a turnover, now is the time. It's 2 minutes, 41 seconds left in the first half. And it's been, a couple of big plays, those 2 screen passes especially. And they got us on a deep fade pattern, too. That's how they scored their first touchdown. The option, they've heard us on the option a little bit. So Desert Ridge under center comes number 21, Kobe Hathcock, converted running back, playing quarterback, and he's going to throw another fade. And again, they're going to complete it for a touchdown. So,
Hathcock's pass complete.
Goodness.
You know, there was a lot of hands on each other on that play, but no big pushes or anything. Like it was all incidental contact, so no flag. Bit underthrown.
Yeah,
and he had Havner turned, so he was able to just turn around and grab the ball.
I'm not sure. Are you sure it was Havner? That might have been the safety on that one. I thought it was Crawford back there.
All right, that's like the fourth or fifth time now.
You've got the binoculars. I'd have to see it on the replay.
No, you don't. You can just trust me.
Okay. PAT coming in. And it's good. So the fade pattern is really hurting us, and the screen pass is hurting us, and the result is our offense has not gotten on track at all. We're down 17-3, folks.
So with a little over 2 minutes left in the half here, I think what we want to do is we'll get the ball back now, and let's have a good showing. Let's get some points up on the board going into halftime, and know that we're capable of either big plays or moving the ball down the field.
Well, we are. We're capable of that. We've got to get, we've got to shut down those two plays. They didn't complete a pass last week. They've only completed, they completed 4 tonight, but all 4 have hurt us.
What I'm saying, though, is our offense needs to move it. We need some good confidence builder here.
We do. If we can get down and score going into halftime, get some momentum, and we get the ball first in the second half, don't forget. So, and we do, folks, a reminder, we've got a guest coming up in the second half. You may not be in the most jovial mood after what we've seen with this, but we have one of the parents of one of our really, really talented offensive linemen that's going to come join us at halftime. So stay tuned for that. All right, kick return. Let's go, boys. Good time to take one back. They're probably going to squib it again, most likely keep it away from Q. That's exactly what they do. Goes down the middle. It's picked up at the 30.
By 11, Kyle Bryant.
Kyle Bryant's got some wheels up to the 40, up to the 45. So again, it's the third time tonight we've had starting position around the 45-yard line. We're just shy at this point. But we started from the 46 to 45, and now we'll be at about the 44-yard line. 3 points to show for it so far. We've had 1 turnover. That's the only turnover in the game. We haven't forced any as of yet. And that's what's kind of crazy to me. When you coming into tonight's game, when you look at the turnover differential, we were plus 14. Desert Ridge was minus 9. So they'd given the ball away 19 times and only taken it away 10. We're losing that turnover battle right now. So JD in the shotgun. Twins to the right. Great blocking all day to throw. And he's going to go the seam pattern. And I'm not sure who that was intended for. If it was
it was intended for number 8, Kenji Rowland.
Kenji had a step on the seam pattern. And just didn't quite have it coming through. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Looks like Doc Brown's going to open it up a little. With 2 minutes left, you're going to have to. And now we're down 14 points. So 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers.
So JD had a lot of time to throw on that.
It was beautiful protection.
I don't think he had either anybody open or just a miscommunication there, because the ball really wasn't that close to Kenji Rowland.
We got trips right. We're going to motion to where there's a power to the right side. And it's going to be a delayed handoff, and Desert Ridge sniffs that out. No gain on the play. That's going to create the momentum. Folks, the momentum is clearly on the side of Desert Ridge at this point. He's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
He's giving all those kudos on the offensive line in the first half and from last Friday night. Not that play. Even though it was delayed on the inside handoff.
JD and shotgun, double twins formation. We need to play. And ball's complete up to the 50 to 45. First down yardage and more. Over the 40-yard line goes Marcus Lidman. Clock will stop at 126. Simple out pattern, but boy, that does a lot. That gets you going. Fresh set of downs. And we got 1:26 to try to get some points on the board and close this gap a little bit. JD in the gun. 5-man rush. Beautiful protection. Again, another complete out pattern to the 30 to 25-yard line. So we're starting to...
That was complete to number 13, Cade Horton.
Yep. We're
junior, 5'10", 155.
Starting to get a little bit of momentum on those out patterns. They sent pressure. They sent 5. So we're marching right back down the field. That's good. We need 7 here, though. We don't need 3. We need 7.
JD in shotgun again.
Yep. And power formation right. Student body right. And JD's going to throw out of this. And broken up. Pretty good coverage. Didn't really have anybody there.
Pass incomplete.
He's trying to get to the tight end. I believe that's Shane Sunday. Or
Actually, I think it was 88, Alex
okay.
Propstra.
Alex Probst.
Number 88, Propstra.
He's a senior, 6'5".
Big kid.
Yep.
So clock stays stopped at 1:10. 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers from the 25-yard line. What are we going to dial up here, guys? We need to come up with something. Desert Ridge, they're mixing it up on defense. So there's your 4-man front. Now they're going to create, looks like they might send a linebacker. They do. And JD's got plenty of time. He's going to dump it off, but it hit immediately after the receptions. Caleb Covington. It's going to be a pickup of maybe 5. Create a 3rd and 5 from the 20 for Pinnacle. Clock is ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock. 53, 52. I'm not going to call a timeout, it looks like. We've got 3. JD's got motion coming. And it's going to be a handoff over to Kinsey Roll. Makes a nice move up to the 10. And first down yardage down to the 6-yard line. Clock stops at 38.1 seconds left. So we have 3 timeouts and 38 seconds to try to convert on a 1st and goal. We got 6 yards to go. We got 4 plays. And we get the ball first. So if we can score here, Rich.
Yes.
We're down to a 7-point game. We get the ball first. We come back and score there. All of a sudden it's tied up again. And we would have momentum. That's how you hope it gets scripted at this point.
Right now, I take the momentum, even if we put 3 on the board. But I agree with you. We need the 7 to be a contender. Go into halftime with confidence. Hey, even if we were to get the ball back, if we did an onside kick after we scored, but they are kicking off to us at the beginning of the second half.
Correct. Yeah, because we kicked off to start. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see what we do. I mean, the screen passes hurt us. The options hurt us a little bit. I'm talking about defensively. And then just some simple one-on-one fade patterns. They out-jumped us both times. It's that simple, So that's...
they did. So they threw that fade into that corner to the same player 3 times.
Yeah, he's tall.
Right, first time it was incomplete, or it looked like it was overthrown a little bit. Second time was a one-handed catch.
It was a great catch.
From behind the defender. And the third time was a little bit short, where he stopped and came in front of the defender.
Yep. So Pinnacle with a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. JD under center. Play action. He's under pressure. He's going to throw it complete to Covington down at the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. Pinnacle's on the board with their first touchdown of the game. That's going to make it 17-9 with 30 seconds left. PAT pending. We needed that.
We did. It was a nice drive and a lot of mix-up play calls.
Yes, it was. Yeah, the out pattern, JD he missed on the seam pass to Kinsey early, but had some nice throws on some shorter out patterns, and great job by Covington to get in there. Great effort. PAT snaps down, kicks up, and perfect on the year. The PAT remains perfect on the year. Trying to catch if that was Malvick.
It was Malvick, 82. That's number 56, by the way. 56 PATs.
They haven't missed all year. The starting kickers, you have 2 this year, basically, that kind of go back and forth. Haven't missed all year. The starting kickers last year never missed. So we did miss a couple. Stevenson had to come in due to injury a couple times, and I think Dylan missed 1 or 2 last year. But we're, 2 years in a row. That's pretty good.
So what do you do here, Todd? You got 30 seconds, and would you do an onside? Would you do a pooch? What would you do here?
I would not go deep. And not if they've got some dangerous returners, which most 6A schools do. But, there's a reason I'm up here and not down there. Those guys, So I'd be surprised. A squib kick is most likely what you'll see. I don't know if you'd see an onside. You don't want to give that kind of field position with only 30 seconds left in a half.
Right, you just had a really nice drive, lots of confidence. You know you can get this done.
Right. But you never know. I mean, they've only got 5 guys up. You might see a sneak on. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see. We'll go with a squib kick.
I'd go middle pooch. Yeah, they're going to go deep. Here goes the athlete. Down to the 15, up to the 20, 25, and he finds a crease to the 30. Still on his feet. Finally taken down. Good job by, who was that?
Lee on the return.
That was give me a second here.
It was a great tackle.
Number 85 on that tackle. Caught him down from behind.
Is that Clark Ray? I think it is.
I don't know. Do we have an 85? I don't see an 85 on my roster.
Somebody that came up from the lower levels. 95? Are you sure it wasn't 95? I think that might have been Clark Ray.
Yeah, it may have been.
Well, Desert Ridge is going to come in, and with only 21.6 seconds left, they're going to just kneel on this and head into halftime. That's exactly what they're going to do. So that's going to take us, as the clock ticks down, well, there's a timeout by who?
Penalty on play.
By the Pioneers?
Illegal formation
Oh.
on the offense. 6 players in the line of scrimmage, 3 people per catch.
Okay, so this is interesting. We have 2 timeouts.
So how do you get an illegal formation on a victory formation?
You have to have a certain number of kids on the line and a certain number of kids off. So you have to be 1 yard off the ball. So if you have a double tight formation, your wingbacks or your other skill kids have to be at least a yard off the ball. That's probably what they had. But in this case, they're going to kneel down, and that will take us towards the end of the first half.
And that's going to be
Or at the end, actually the end of the first half. And folks, we're in a dogfight. Down 17-10. We're the 2 seed, they're the 15 seed, and it's been scripted what they've wanted most of the evening, without a doubt, for sure. We do get the ball back in the second half, though. So we'll wait and see what kind of adjustments come up. A little history of the Pioneers in the playoffs. This is the 13th straight year that we've made the playoffs. 6 of those years, I want to say, we have made it to, where's it at? We've made it to the second round, okay? And we've got beat 7 times in the first round. We've yet to make the semifinals. But this is the highest ranked Pinnacle team in school history, being the number 2 seed. We've never had a number 2 seed before.
I'm
Right?
curious if some of the people who have your text number, if they can send us, if they know any scores from any of the other playoff games, especially looking for the Red Mountain Queen Creek game, see if they're at halftime, what the score might be, and get visibility that the winner of this game plays the winner of that game.
Well, it could be. And I'm sure our guest is, I think, if I can see him down there, hopefully he's on his way up. Shout out to Matt Higgins in Ohio. So Matt had 2 boys come through the program, of course, Colin and Kelly.
Yeah, hello,
Kelly being
Matt.
the oldest. I just got a text from him. So he moved to Ohio not too long ago. He really put in a lot of time in this program, being the blue and white president for a couple of years, I believe. So the year I coached, most people don't realize, Matt was the guy that said, "You guys want subs or pizza?" And he'd show up as we're breaking down film on a Saturday and deliver to us. Great guy. So shout out to you, Matt.
So, Todd, I was doing some work in preparation for the game today.
Yeah.
And as I was thinking forward about the season that's coming up, I know I'm focused on playoffs,
Right.
but I'm always thinking forward, too.
Next year.
So we brought up a lot of players from the JV. Here comes our special guest up the
Yes.
stairs. Let's make sure he doesn't fall.
He's a big dude, man.
It's so everybody who's watching, you can't see this, but to get up to where Todd and I are, very the top level of the press box. You gotta
Yes.
come all the way up the ladder, and it could be quite hairy. It could be dangerous. All right, he made it up. Don't
He made it up. All right,
fall down the hole now.
So and this is a treat. A quick funny story. I've never met you before, right? So this is Tosh Baker's father, left tackle Tosh, and mother. We get both. All right. So and I'm sorry, first name again.
Danny.
Danny, that's right. So Danny, here you go up a little bit closer on your mic. Okay, I think we can hear you better now. So Danny is Tosh's father. Now Tosh, 6'9", 250-pounder. There's mom. And I went down in the stands earlier. I'm like, we got to find Tosh's parents. So I walk up, and the first guy I talk to is this guy. And I'm like, hey, do you know where I can find Tosh Baker's dad? And he goes, yeah, he's kind of balding, a little bit bigger guy. I'm sure you'll track him down. It was Gio. He didn't tell me. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I think let me get your mic. We need to get him mic'd up, Rich, into. Can you turn up mic number 2 so we can hear Danny a little bit better? It's the one on the left.
We actually want to hear him too.
Yes, we want to hear him too. So no, up. That way.
Testing.
I'm not sure if you do.
There we go. Perfect.
By the way, you're on camera too. You see right there on the monitor, the camera's coming from the south side, so you can look and wave.
Yes, in fact. Go ahead, Danny. Keep going. Let me see if we got your volume right.
Am I good? Can you hear me?
I think he might be on 3, but either way. So let's talk about Tosh a little bit with Mom and Dad, shall we? So I didn't realize this. Pops coached a little college ball back in the day, right?
Did. So I'm born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. Went to Maryville High School on the west side.
Okay, cool.
And then had the opportunity to go over and play football at UTEP.
University of Texas El Paso.
University of Texas El Paso. So I played center there.
You were the center. Okay, another offensive lineman.
Yeah.
That's
UTEP
perfect.
Miners.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
perfect.
did that, and then had a chance to.
We're on camera here, so Evan, our production manager, is trying to help us out.
All right, which way should I face?
Right there. There you go. So, yep. So University of Texas El Paso back in the day.
Right. So then I went coached centers and guards there. Went over to Southern Miss, coached tight ends, and then SMU in Dallas and coached the offensive line there.
Nice.
So I did that for a couple of years and got out of it, and now just became a fan.
Okay.
So.
Well, obviously Tosh, junior year. So he's usually Tosh, usually being the basketball kid, right? 6'9". Holy cow! And he won a state title last week with the Pioneers, or last winter, I guess.
Yes. Yep.
You know, on that team. So, and then all of a sudden we start watching him this year, and I love to watch the trenches. Love it.
Yeah.
You know, football, and right? It starts and ends. You could have the best quarterback in the world. You could have the best running back in the world. Receivers, it doesn't matter. If you can't give the QB time, or if you can't open some holes, you're not going to score any points.
It's hard to run from your back or throw from your back.
Right. And when you watch Tosh as a left tackle, I mean, the most important thing is like the Blind Side movie, right? Mm-hmm. You got to be able to have the feet to take on those defensive ends that are running 4.6 40s. And all of a sudden, you get this 6'9" kid out there, and he dances like a ballerina. It's crazy. And those long arms and the punch that he has. I remember watching that earlier this year, going, "This kid is going to D1 school's going to be all over this kid."
Yeah.
Based on that. So how's he with his? Let's talk about. So we're trying to go this way. Evan's saying move this way.
Can you go on that?
There we go. We've got it. Okay.
All right.
So basketball versus football. He already had some basketball offers, right?
Yep. So he had 5 offers in basketball.
Okay.
You know, I had the opportunity to play with the Nike circuit this past spring and summer, and
very cool.
Got a little recognition there. But you know, my wife and I, Bernadette, always thought, okay, his body's going to determine which way he goes.
Sure.
You know, 6'9" is great length in basketball and in football, but you know, it only gets you so far in basketball. Right. If he's going to be a 7-footer, then you know we're going to go a different path.
They go hoops, right?
Yeah. So you know, he's passionate about both sports. He's you know, invested a lot of time in both, and his body's going to dictate the path he goes.
So he had 3 basketball scholarships heading into the football season. Is that correct?
He had 5.
5.
Yeah.
So 5 basketball offers, and no football offers yet until this is his first year starting on varsity, though, right?
Correct.
So all of a sudden, they started seeing film on him, and especially how he's performing against Jay Serra with some of those D linemen. How he performed against the Sanderdale, the Connor kid, who's a 4-star recruit, who didn't even sniff the quarterback that entire game. Didn't even get close. And then all of a sudden you see offers like, oh, hello UCLA, ASU right down the road. And now what's the big news this week? I saw it on the Twitter feed.
So last night he was offered by the University of Utah.
Fantastic.
The Utes up there, and we're just blessed to have the opportunity for him to get some recognition for his hard work. You know, he's done it in the classroom as well as on the football field and the basketball field. Okay. He's got a 4.35 GPA.
That's outstanding. 4.35. All right. Are you thinking maybe Ivy League?
Well, you know, for basketball, we've been approached by Princeton and that kind of thing. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, doing it in the classroom, doing it on the field, doing it on the court gives them options to pick, and
absolutely,
you know, and then we'll make the best decision at the end of the day for him and for what he wants to pursue in his life.
I saw something online that had to do with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's been in contact with them, and Notre Dame, OU, a lot of the Pac-12 schools. So, again, just blessed to have opportunity to even be entertained in those conversations.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. And so he doesn't know yet. He still is he leaning towards football, or is he just, he's a junior, he's got a little time, I suppose?
You know, as freaky as things go, he has a growth spurt over the summer. And
he may be 7 foot.
so again, we're going to play it day by day. We're going to determine what his body's going to do, where his passion is, where and the opportunities where they lie, and we'll make a decision based on that was best for him, and you know, really what he wants to do. You know, the thing about it is, either basketball or football, if you're not passionate about it, and
it's not going to matter.
It's not going to matter. You know, you've got to chase what you're passionate about, and eventually that's going to come to him and say, you know, hey, this is what I want to pursue for the long term.
Right. Well, 4.3 kid, I had no idea. Rich, you got a couple questions?
Yeah, I do. So, Danny, Can you slide over to your left a little bit? Because I think so Evan doesn't yell at us again.
Bernadette, would you like?
Okay.
Does Mom want to come on over here, Bernadette? No? She doesn't want to hear the
She
mic.
said she's not putting her headset on.
Yeah.
All right. So, Danny, here's my question for you. So, with all your experience in sports and playing as coach, are you still coach or are you dad?
So it's interesting. For Tosh, I'm dad. For my little guy Luke, I say little, he'll be a freshman here next year. I got a chance to coach with the Storm, so I'm still a coach. I think our Tosh and I's relationship's a little different now. It's I'm coach after the fact. So we sit and watch a little bit of tape together. I give him one or two thoughts, and he chooses to apply them or not. But at the end of the day, Coach Burke's done a phenomenal job with him.
He's a great coach.
Yeah, he
really is.
So so my son came through this system. He graduated 2 years ago, but or a year ago, excuse me. But I was with him when he was really little with flag football, and a lot of the kids his age, including Coach Zupke, one of his sons.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun, and then through Pee Wee, I did a little bit more there. That Storm wasn't around at that point. Right. But as soon as he became a freshman player, I was no longer coach anymore. I was dad.
Yeah.
I was able to have conversation with him,
right,
but he wasn't taking much coaching from me anymore.
Right. So the great thing about him going and pursuing basketball is I know absolutely nothing about it.
I was good. You didn't play any?
No, I wrestled during basketball season, and then played football, and so my coaching was good job, Tosh. But Mom was the basketball player, and
there's the hoops.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. Now, were you a 2, a 1, or a 2? What'd you play? Were you a guard or a forward? Or?
Oh, I was a forward or a center.
Okay.
Are you ready for the headset? Oh, we got a headset here.
We got a headset. All right.
By the way,
Mom's the hoopster. We got to get Mom
if
on
you can
that.
ask one of my favorite questions I always ask our guests who have kids that play is what's their favorite thing that they see when they're on the field?
Okay, great idea. So we're going to talk dad first and then Mom.
So for me, coming from the offensive line background, I just like to see him latch onto somebody and run his feet. There's a point where people just get frustrated if you stay on them and they're physical and keep pounding on them, and they give up. So there's a defeat that I love to see from the opponent that just, after he's just pounded.
5 yards down the field, and you end in a pancake, and you get to win a bottle of syrup afterwards, right?
Exactly.
I get it. I'm with you on that. Okay, hoops. So that's where it comes from.
Yes.
Right?
So
all right.
my brother played basketball at the University of New Mexico.
Okay, very cool.
All the way through, Lobo. And then I just did high school basketball. But I still know basketball when I see basketball.
I got
you.
you.
So I was that mom that was yelling in the stands.
I'm trying to remember. I saw the state title in the last game. Are they using Tosh at center, or is he a 4?
He's a center. They were using
so they got him at the 5.
Yeah,
he's playing with 5.
Okay.
5. I'm sure that's what's going to happen again this year. But
Well, he's got to be the biggest kid on the team. And I remember watching him. I'm like, man, he's got good feet.
Yeah.
And then obviously it translates over to here, with what that is.
Well, I'm sure Danny told you that he started off when we lived in Indiana in 4th and 5th grade playing football. And then they were like, Indiana's a basketball community, and they were like, well, why is he out at basketball? Because he was the tallest kid there. He was taller than the refs.
Right.
When we'd go out to the, he's the captain and he's taller than everybody standing out there in 5th grade. So they asked him, So
But
they
you
asked us
can't
why.
coach height.
Right, no, you can't. So they asked us why. So we ended up trying for basketball, and then when we moved here, he stayed with basketball for a little while to get his feet better, and obviously that's helped. So here we are now at football, back to where we started.
Now he's only junior. He's going to play hoops again, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They're going to have a shot with Nico also. They're going to have a shot at a repeat, a real shot.
Right.
At that. That'll be fun to watch too. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. You look at that starting lineup, whatever it ends up being, but you got 4 of the kids that are walking on the court before the season starts with Division I offers.
Yeah. Pretty rare.
Yeah.
Actually.
And so it's going to be fun to watch.
Well, you just brought up something really interesting. I've been the 7th year on the mic, and 1 year coaching a couple years ago the D-backs down on the sidelines.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So I've been involved with the program. My son came through, graduated in 2014. I really believe this is the best offensive line as a group that they've ever had. And that's a real compliment because there have always been pretty good offensive lines at this program. Always. Year in and year out. Coach Burke does an amazing job. Coach Zupke, the rest of them, they just, you find these kids that are freshmen and sophomores that are gangly and whatever, they come out beasts.
Yeah.
Times in. So let's talk about Tosh has got some offers. my sideline view is I think all 5 of those kids could play in college. Every one of them, actually. As a line coach, what do you see? What makes them so good?
Well, first of all, they're very athletic, all 5 across. Verbalitis kind of holding down the center there. I see him getting up on the second level, third level. He's strong, he's thick, he's got great balance and great base. He can move people. Milbrandt, I just saw a video with him at right tackle, and he was a basketball guy.
He was dunking the ball.
Yeah, dunking the ball.
65-pounder.
He played basketball with Tosh, too. 3 year older than him, yeah.
I saw that video with, big boy can jump.
Yeah. And the guards, I mean, they're solid, and you want to put some meat at your guards, and to be able to move at the 2-3 technique level.
Well, Nicholson's a great leader.
Yeah,
he's a great athlete, but he's a great leader too.
Yeah.
And
Tosh has major respect for
Nicholson's. He is.
Yeah, and so
and then O'Dea, 350.
And doesn't look it.
No, he really doesn't. When you go up to him, it looks like that big, thick kid. He what's the word? Country strong. He just looks country strong. Like he'd go out and say, can you go make a couple trips and grab, a tree that we can cut down here? Put it over his right shoulder. Yeah, I'll be right there.
Yeah. And they're all quality kids. They're good people, good citizens, and that's credit to Dana and this program.
Yeah.
And the fact that they go out there, fight for each other. After the game every night and every Friday they're going to go to Denny's and have a big country lineman.
I wish I had a video of that. Can you imagine? You're the waitress and waiter, and you walk up and holy smokes!
Yeah.
Can you call in the other cook?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you can't get off yet. You got to stay back in the kitchen. It's coming. So.
Yeah. So it's and that's the thing that happens with the offensive line. It's a brotherhood. They go through the trenches. They get scratched up together. They fight with each other. When other people are going out and doing pass together, which is important, the 101s, they're down there doing 101. Combat.
And they got to be smart too.
Yes.
I'll never forget. Do you remember Teddy Bruschi, who played for the Patriots?
Yep.
He played college ball at U of A, and a friend of mine in Anthem, who we played against last week, his son Hendrix Johnson, his dad was a lineman for U of A, and he told me this once. He knew Teddy pretty well. The comment that he made about those Patriots lines back in the day, they weren't always the biggest guys, but they were cerebral. They were so intelligent. I mean, off the charts, book smart. You want to go play trivia, grab the old line.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a theme sometimes. People don't realize how intelligent you have to be with all the calls and where you're going to go, and for that to work is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And I see that with these kids.
Well, if you look at the offense we run, I mean, they're getting the calls at the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Everyone else has a wristband, and they're just calling the formation, the protection, the play, and then they got to process it, and then they process it versus the front that they're going to see, and that front's always moving. So, to your point, they've got to be very intellectual. They got to communicate, and they got to process quickly, and then go hit somebody.
So we asked Dad what his favorite part of watching Tosh play is. Now, you're the basketball mom, so it may be a loaded question, but what's your favorite thing to watch? Do you like watching a run block, pass block? What do you like to watch?
I would say the time there's actually a video of him like pancaking this guy. The guy pops back up and hits him again, and he goes back to up and down. I would say because of basketball, it's the aggressiveness that he actually can portray on football that he can't really do so much. Oops,
it's like boxing somebody out in the paint. They're not going to get the board, right?
Right. And then then he would get the penalties in basketball for just doing something minor, and now he can be himself and hit somebody and be fine.
Okay, fantastic. So, an invite, your perspective. I mean, my gosh, you played college ball, you coached college ball. Your call. I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit, but you want to hang out in the third quarter and do some color with us and explain what's going on, or would you rather go be a dad and watch? It's a tight game. I didn't expect this.
Yeah. I'm gonna go watch.
Okay, I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's.
I'm not sure I can control myself on the mic.
I totally get that. When my kid used to play, it was hard. He whacked one kid one day. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Oh, I'm on the mic. I can't do that. So, well, we appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. Absolutely. We appreciate what you guys do up here. Yeah, no, that you got a great kid. That whole unit's, I'd love to be able to talk to all of them. And folks at home, especially if you don't really follow a lot of football just here and there, do yourself a favor. Don't always watch the ball. Watch those guys up front do their work, because that's what gives those guys with the ball the chance to score touchdowns.
I agree.
It really does. So anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys have a great night.
All right, you too. All right, that was awesome. Oh, that's your water. Sorry. So, folks, we've got, 15 seconds left. That took up the entire first half, huh, Rich?
The interview, you mean?
Yeah.
The interview? Yeah, it was a great interview, though.
Absolutely. Great people. I didn't realize, so 4.3, that's impressive. From a GPA perspective, and he's a talent. I mean, you take a look at, what do they look for at the big levels? Well, you can't coach 6'9", you just can't. I got it, Rich, I think. We've got a little Halloween action here. I think Halloween a day later with what's working and what's not with our lights. But
so we've got we're always running into technology challenges. Don't forget, everybody, we're volunteers. We do exactly. We like to think we're really good, but we manage challenges. Right now, it's the light. So
it's the lighting. Yeah, when this thing got pumped up, something happened. But we'll see if we can figure it out. In any event, so Pinnacle getting the ball back here in the second half, down by 7. So it's not the first time we've been. I think we were down at Valley Vista too, weren't we, Rich? Can you recall?
The start of the second half.
I think we were.
We were down by at least 3, maybe 7, if I remember correctly.
So, but we do get the ball, and I'm sure there's some adjustments that are made. Valley Vista had, not Valley Vista, Desert Ridge. They had some success with certain things that we're going to have to try to get a handle on. The deep fade pattern.
So if you're Desert Ridge, though, you keep doing the same, right?
They're going to try, of course. If it keeps working, why change, right? They're going to try to get it set up. So. Here comes the kick, and they're going to squib it down the middle, and it's going to be fielded at about the 15-20 up to the 25. Try to find a hole over the 30, and we've got a little bit of room. Kate Horton up to the 35, up to the 40, and again, great field position all the way to the 47. All night long, we've had great field position off that kick return team. Starting field position past the 40 every single time.
Anders on the tackle for the Jaguars.
So that Pinnacle offense heading out to see what they can do.
46.
Don't steal all my light, Todd.
Sorry, Rich. We're down to one light here.
Okay.
J.D. Johnson heading out.
It's all right, Todd. I'll move my gear over here. Shuffling some things around here. We're going.
Fine.
Here's the play.
Motion. And J.D.'s going to hand it off over to the right-hand side. Following his blocks extremely well is Kenji Rowan. He's going to pick up maybe 3.
Kenji Rowan, number 8 on the carry.
Bring up 2nd and 7 for the Pioneers. This is a big drive, folks. If we can get down and tie this thing up, get it back to where it's an even ball game. And we're not going for the quick strike like we do in many cases. I've seen 1 or 2 long balls tonight. I haven't seen a ton. This really has been more of a grinded out type of ball game you're not used to seeing.
So why is that?
Hard to say. I really don't know. I mean, Desert Ridge has a pretty decent defense. JD under center, I formation. Play action. Going to hit the tight end over the middle. Great throw, great catch, Shane Sunday.
Shane Sunday, number 81 for the first down.
81, Shane Sunday.
Shane's a heck of a weapon on both sides of the ball. A great defensive end, and on offense, he does very well. So fresh set of downs for Pinnacle. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. JD lets it go with a blitz in his face, complete down to the 20-yard line, and that is that Kenji?
No, it's Marcus Lippman.
Marcus Lippman. Okay, nice job, Marcus.
I'd like to see him. I didn't really hear his name too many times in the first half. We got to get the ball to Marcus.
So Pinnacle, 1st and 10 from the 20.
Here we go. This is the Pinnacle that we know right here.
Horton. Going to be a handoff up to Kenji Rowland. Nice shake and bake up to the 10, to the 5. He's going to get into the end zone. Great run, Kenji Rowland. Good blocking. There we go, baby. Less than a minute and a half. Now we're back in business. Roy Kinsey-Rowan continues to impress at that running back position. And great job by those guys up front.
This is what we're talking about, Todd. This is the. By the way, want to up that bet from $10?
Not Arnold?
No, just kidding. 10's already rich for me. So, but this is the Pinnacle team that we're used to seeing. What we know they're capable of doing.
Snaps down, kick is up and good. So here we are, folks. Now we're back in business, 17-17. And the Pioneers took less than a minute. It took a minute and 7 seconds for us to knock that up. That's the offense we're used to seeing, Rich. You're absolutely right. Well, now we'll see what changes we may have made on defense and what adjustments may have come in. Yeah, well, we've got a little bit of time. We're going to do a couple of shout-outs again. Shout-out to Drew Acorn and Ewan Aker, who's in the band from Uncle John in Toledo, Ohio. So glad you're listening to us. And now we got a shout out to I don't know who this is. Huge Pioneer fan, Danny Noonan from Caddyshack fame, who's recovering from a Rufa injury down in Bushwood, Florida. I have no idea who that is. So here we are. Kickoff team from the 40. And nice kick. That's going to be pretty deep. Driving all the way back to the 3-4 yard line, up to the 10. 15, got a little bit of a hole. Boy, he's got speed. Look out. All the way up to the 40 yard line. That kid has got some wheels. And that's number 13 for Desert Ridge on that return. That's Koa Tapala. He's a senior. And that's going to give Desert Ridge pretty good field position at their own 40. And we've scored 14 straight, though. They had a 17-3 lead on us in the first half, folks, and now we're coming back.
So let's see our defense perform as well as our offense just did on that drive.
That was a great drive. Really was.
So I'd stepped away there for a minute. It's getting a little chilly up here.
So Pinnacle's coming out. I do see it looks a little bit, four-man line still. And they're going to try it off tackle to the right-hand side. It's going to be good for about 7-8 yards. So nothing fancy. They went over that right-hand side at just a numbers game. Jepson on the tackle. Clark Rea helped out as well. So 2nd and 2 for the Pioneers. Clay Zupke checking in for Trevor Crawford at the safety position. Desert Ridge takes their time. They don't, they're not in any hurry. They want this to be a grinded-out game. Same play, handoff, dive play to the right-hand side, and they're going to pick up another 5 yards.
So that's number 20 on the carry for Desert Ridge. His name is Gabe Segura.
Right.
He is a senior, 5'11", 205, runs like a fullback, puts his head down, grinds it right up there. That was 2 runs in a row, and he got the first down.
Well, what they're doing, they're testing that right side or the left side of our defensive line. They're running right at Big Sam and Clark Ray. And I think Cooper Dirk's the linebacker over on that side. Actually, Maya's cheating up now. Looks like he's on the outside. You go motion into an I formation, and it's going to be a fullback pop, and there's nothing there. Great job on the interior of the Pinnacle line to shut that down.
I'll tell you what, they just got that play off with maybe a half a second left before it was 25 seconds.
Sam Akwabu checks out.
Number 46.
And number 84 for the Pioneers, that's your sophomore, and that is, let's see here, that's, of course, Franklin. Anthony Franklin checking in. So you have the D-line right now. You got Sunday at one end, Ray at the other. And Franklin's now checked in to go along with Drew Acorn. And we've got a 5-man front look coming in. Motion, and again to the fullback in the middle, and there's nothing. Again, I think that was Drew Acorn. No, actually, Clark Ray was there. Who else?
No,
there was Acorn.
Yeah, it was number 71, Drew Acorn.
Yeah, Acorn again.
Junior, 6'1".
He's a big kid on that D-line. We get him back next year, too.
And 250, that's right.
He plays big, though. He takes on 280, 300-pounders all the time, and he's a force. So that's going to force a 3rd and 7 from Pinnacle's 45. This is a big down, folks. It took us less than a minute and 15 seconds to score on the opening kickoff of the second half.
You know,
if we can get it.
You're right, Todd. They ran that against our left side. Their right side, our left side again.
Well, and they've got a heavy formation that way. You may see it again, double tight. And this time they're going to run the option. And, boy, he gets loose. And he's going to pick up the first down. And, boy, there's a fumble. Finally, that's what we needed. That is picked up. That's Greg Alley. Greg Alley to the 25, up to the 30, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds on a big hit. You need to get a helmet-to-helmet on that or a late hit out of bounds. Attack on 15 more. But that's what we needed.
Got flags all over the field.
That is what we needed. Great job. I'll tell you what, the QB, that kid's a tough runner. And we finally was able to force our own turnover. That'll make
this
it
is going to be
even.
interesting. I don't know if that play was the hit on Greg Alley. I think it happened off the play.
Well, let's see.
Yep.
It was a pretty good pop.
That's right.
Turnover. Block in the back.
Okay.
Against Pinnacle, number 71. 10 yards to the spot of the foul. First down.
So that's going to be a block in the back on Drew Acorn after we recover the most important thing is we got the ball.
That's
so
right.
great job.
The ball, but you know what? Put the hit on Greg Alley.
I didn't see who caused that fumble. I didn't catch it. But in any event, that's fantastic news because now exactly what we wanted to happen. Now the possession arrow is in our favor, and we came back and tied this thing up.
So it was our safety. I didn't catch the number. It may have been Clay Zupke, number 24.
That caused that fumble. So JD under center, trips to the right, and it's going to be a quick handoff over to the left-hander. Pitch to Caleb Covington, not a lot of room, maybe a couple of yards on the left-hand side.
Number 1 on the carry.
They like to run that. It's just a simple, quick pitch pattern.
I do. I like the run play. We're going to follow it up here with another play, right? So it's this 1-2 cadence or 1-2 punch that we've seen.
So now we get to second and 7. No, you're fine. So 2nd and 7, and let's see what they're going to do. Well, Rich, what do you see here? You see run or pass?
I'd love to see a play action pass rolling to the right.
There's a prediction. Yeah, there's a prediction.
But if we've seen this cadence before, where a run like that on the inside, and then they come back with a really nice play afterwards.
They've got a three defensive linemen, and they're running a 3-4, but they've got linebackers they're going to send, depending on what they see. And here they come. There's one linebacker coming up the middle. JD's going to go deep, almost, just overthrown. He had a middle linebacker blitz coming up.
So intended for number 3, Libman.
So Libman was the receiver.
Coverage on that was Aiden Lee. I think it was Aiden Lee, but it may have been Jared Nichols for Desert Ridge.
Bring up a very important 3rd and 7 for your Pioneers from their own 18-yard line. Bit of a dogfight. You know, playoffs, you never know what can happen. Again, last year, Desert Ridge was a 2 seed. They got beat by Westview in the first round. So they've been on the other end of a big upset in the first round.
All right, 3rd and 7. Let's see what we draw up here. Assume the blitz again. There's 4 on the line, 4 on the defensive line for Desert Ridge.
And ball's fumbled. JD picks it up. Good heads-up play, and he's going to throw it deep. He's got a receiver. It's complete to the 35, to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 1. Put the check in the bank. It's money. Touchdown, Pioneers. Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Did you see him turn on the afterburners after he caught that?
Was that Q?
That was Q.
Okay. So what happens when you're the quarterback and you drop the ball and you pick it up? You just heave it down the field knowing that your 4-4 40 guy is going to run underneath it.
I'll tell you what, 3rd and 7 from what? I don't know. 17-yard line, right where we want them.
Man, I feel like I just ran 5 miles after watching that. That was awesome.
You'll have to listen to the replay tomorrow.
Holy cow, that was
exhausted
awesome.
from calling that play.
Man, it's through. It's good. First of all, let's break this down. Okay, you went from disaster to elation. Okay, you have the fumble, and JD, great job by JD to pick it up. The offensive line, again, he had plenty of time to throw. And JD looks up and goes, well, I might as well take a shot. It's 3rd and long. We're not trying for a 10-yard pass here.
And he had another defender in his face.
Yeah, he did. Great throw by JD to get that.
And Q, with the speed, clearly had at least a step or two on his defender, and then when he got the ball, turned on the jets, that defender couldn't even make a dive at it.
So just like that, folks, we come in, we were down 17-3 midway through the second quarter. And we've scored 21 straight, now with a 7-point lead, 6:50 left. And I'll tell you what, your prediction's looking pretty good here, Rich. You said first half would be kind of a grind it out, and we turn it up in the second half. That's what we're seeing.
I feel $10 coming my way from somewhere in Wisconsin.
All right, so the kickoff team getting ready. And they had a pretty good return from the dangerous returner that had the ball last time. We'll see if we go deep again or if we do try something different. And they are going to go opposite field. So it's bounces at the 15-10 and taken and then steps out of bounds at the 8-yard line. You got to like that, huh? If you're on our side of the field, you do. Nice kick.
Hey, I'm not sure if he had an option because that thing was a slow roller by the time he got in. He would have gotten popped back there. Could have been even worse. Take the ball, step out of bounds, put the offense on, make a drive.
Rich, you might want to turn your mic a little bit. You're kind of going in and out. There you go.
How's that? 1, 2.
Okay, yeah, now go out a little bit. So,
okay, 1,
perfect.
2.
Sorry about that. So 6:50 left in the third quarter, folks. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Pretty tough Desert Ridge team. You know, again, they had the hardest schedule in 6A this year. So they've played some really tough teams this year. And they're back out. Their quarterback, Hathcock, number 21, a converted running back. They're going to go motion, and they're going to try that quick pitch again. And he's a patient runner, picks up 7 or 8 yards. You know, it took a while for that play to develop. But Nichols on the carry, and it's going to leave him with maybe a, call it a 2nd and 3. And they're okay with a grinded out game.
They put a nice block there on the outside on our defender number 95, Ray Clark. Clark Ray. I like Ray Clark. On Clark Ray, senior 5'11", 195, and it was that block that let him get around there and a couple yards away from the first down. That looked like a false start.
Yeah, they did. They jumped early. Their left guard. I think he went on 1 and everybody else went on 2. That's going to help, though. You know, you take a 2nd and 2, and now it's suddenly a 2nd and 7. Might change the play call a little bit. They're not going to be fancy. They were trying to go right up the middle again. Not sure if there's some other scores. Again, folks, if you'd like a shout-out from home, we will throw this out. 623-687-6003. Send me a text and what player you're watching, who you are, and where you're from. So 2nd and 7 for Desert Ridge. And here comes the option again. They pitch it. And, yeah, a much better job of covering that up. Juracor and friends. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
Russell Johnson, number 9, leading the tackle.
So an update on the scores of if we can win this, who we get in the second half. And that's going to be, we've got Queen Creek 14, Red Mountain 7 in the third quarter. So if we can get out of here with a W, that's who we have next week. 3rd and 4 for Desert Ridge. Pinnacle now, boy, they got 5 on the line. And it's going to be another dive play. They find a little bit of a hole. It's going to be good enough for first down. Looks like the turf got him. Maybe somebody tripped him up. Yeah, here's the thing, Rich. When you go to a 5-man line like what we're doing right now, it does put a little more pressure on the back end to where if you don't have as many guys on the back end to stuff those holes. You want to get them up at the line of scrimmage, but if for whatever reason they find a crease, you have less guys on the back end to make that tackle. So it's just a gamble, either way you want to do it. Fresh set of downs for Desert Ridge.
Understood, but you could argue that it's relatively predictable on what Desert Ridge is going to run most of the time. So it's about the timing of that call. Right side, up the middle, on the left side, option to pitch out.
Exactly, if they're going to run option. You know, it's... But I think this was their game plan coming in, control the clock.
Right.
So it's 55, well, at that timeout, I guess, will take about a minute. But this is a big drive. We stole the momentum. We've had 21 straight points, and now they're trying to get back in and see what they can do.
So when they've had their big gains, it was 3rd down screens, right?
2 screen passes, and then their touchdowns. Both of their touchdowns were very simple fade patterns to a tall receiver in the end zone. That's it.
Right. So They're going to run it. They're going to run it probably right up the gut as they do. Look for a blitz, run the screen, or they get out on the outside to make their first down, and then some yards, get it close to where they can throw the fade into the end zone.
Well,
pretty simple game plan.
To stop the screen, there's got to be some awareness by the kids. Listen, if you get by that guy that quickly, there's a reason, usually. You know, if he's really tough and it takes you 1.5 seconds normally to get by, and now it takes a half a second, something's up, right? It's just awareness on the D-line and the linebackers. So 1st and 10, and it's going to be a handoff over the middle, right side again, and they're going to ground it up for 3-4 yards. I think they're 5 yards. I honestly think they're just going to be happy with if they can pick up 4 or 5 yards. They're not going to do anything different.
Yeah, that seems to be the game plan. I mean, they run this same play, hand it off to number 20 again, that fullback, put it right up the gut, or 21 on the keeper on the read option. Gain of 5 gets him another first down. Got to figure that out.
Well, you've got some substitutions. Jacob Gemelli, number 99, is in at the D-tackle position now, along with Big Sam. And you got Clark Ray and at one end position, and Shane Sunday on the other. But the linebackers are all cheating up. And again, this time they're going to run to the right side. He's got a hole again, up to the 35-yard line. So even when we throw 8 men in the box, they're still finding some creases.
Yeah, that was Segura, number 20 again, the fullback, right up the gut there, following his blocker, Jordan Eric, number 74, junior, 6 foot 240.
So here's a shout out to, I like this one, from NAU. This one is to the D coordinator Andrew Hurley from Allison Hurley, sister. So up the middle. He's got some room. Look out. Kyle Bryant is going to help drive him down, but finally, Kyle, keep your cool. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's bad, Kyle.
Oh, shoot. I don't know if they're going to get both sides on this or just one. But
that's going to just be against Kyle. So that was number 20 again, the fullback, followed his blocker, got a hole. Kyle was upset that he ran too many yards, so Kyle...
Well, I don't know. They're talking about it. Sometimes that goes both ways. Maybe there was something that happened before. Let's see what the call is going to be.
After play, personal foul, defense number 11.
Yeah, it's on Kyle.
15-yard penalty.
So that's going to give him another 15, and Desert Ridge is going to get down to about our 32-yard line, 33-yard line. And the Pioneers now obviously need to try to stiffen up here. But anyway, Allison Hurley is watching brother Andrew, the D coordinator, up at NAU. So, and also her dad is the athletic director. So she's obviously enjoying the action. Hopefully, Allison, we can keep it going. Appreciate you tuning in up from Cold Country and Flag. So 1st and 10. And the last penalty on Kyle, he's a good kid. He's a smart player. He's a good player. Sometimes you just lose your cool.
Yeah,
you got to go to the Gatorade thing, and
we actually see Coach Brady down there, freshman coach, just talking with him, just trying to set him down, keep his head in the game, stay in the moment.
And another run up the middle. Boy, they're doing nothing fancy. It is mano a mano, man on man, me against you. Let's try to go up the middle.
It's that same play again, handing off to number 20, following the lead block by number 74, Jordan Eric.
Right.
And they're coming right just to the left of the ball, and it's our safeties. Looks like our strong safety who gets in on the tackle and finally slows it down.
Yeah, it's 1970s football. It really is. It's just straight in the gap.
Still my favorite type of football. 4 yards and a whole lot of dust.
And here we are, another handoff up the middle. Still on his feet. Man, that's a big kid, 20 is. He's like a bowling ball. You're watching, isn't he?
Number 20.
Yeah, so that time Pinnacle wasn't having much of it. It's like a very similar play. That was number
Gabe Segura, 20.
59, number 59 on our team, Sam Tepstra, junior, 6'1". He really got in there and got an earlier hit, so he didn't get as many yards that number 20 usually gets.
3rd and 3, a pretty big down, really. They're probably in 4-down territory regardless, but with 1:46 and counting in the third quarter, their strategy, just chew up the clock, ground and pound, and keep it close and try to win a close one at the end. Ball's on the ground.
And recovered.
Yeah, fumble on the snap, and that helps because now that 3rd and 3 just turned to 4th and 3, and if we can stiffen up here and stop these guys, back on offense we go. You know, we've gotten one fumble recovery here in the second half. Turnover battle's even tonight. We had an early interception that we threw. Now we've recovered a fumble, so
here we go, 4th and 4. Looks like they got some big guys coming in.
They do have some beef, don't they?
Yep, and here comes number 20 again. That's been their fullback on these 4 or 5 yard runs.
All right,
he's going to be out there in I formation.
Here we go, D-line.
Come on, D, go big.
Just a dive play up the middle, and much better job by the Pioneers. That's going to be a turnover on downs, and I'm going to give credit to half that defense. In fact, the whole defense on that. There you go, baby. That's, you know what? It's like being in a fight, and you keep getting hit in the nose, and sooner or later you get mad and going, come on. I'm going to strike back. I'm going to throw a punch back at you.
I agree with you. The attitude, the momentum was a big part of this game. I think we just saw some of that there. And, you know, I think there were a lot of blue uniforms in there, but Greg Alley was right in the middle of it, too. He's fired up. He made the interception earlier, and he was part of that play right there, really big.
He's a great athlete, and he's a very spirited player, Greg is, with how he plays the game. So Pinnacle offense coming back out. Richie just got a shout-out to the amazing job Rich is doing from the Arizona Underground Urban Fishing Club. So I don't know who that is, but you got yourself a shout-out there.
Well, it was the Underground Club. But, yeah, Urban Fishermen.
So we just got a note. 1st and 10. And JD is going to hand off with the left side. Kenji rolling. Here he goes. He's got some daylight. 35 up to the 40. Man, that kid reads his blocks well. He has really come along this season. He didn't play running back, folks, for the first half of the season. He was a corner on D. And with all of the injury to Matty Goodlow, Kenji is getting better and better and better as the season goes on.
Yeah, no doubt. He is exciting to watch. And Kenji Rowland, for those out there listening, he's actually a junior. So as good as he is right now, and you see it took 5 white jerseys to take him down there. He's got spin moves. He's got stutter steps, head fake shoulder dips.
JD going to throw. That out pattern's open again. Marcus Libman with the reception up to the 49-yard line.
Number 24, Miller.
Actually, that could be a first down. Let's see where they mark this. I think that's a first down.
Yeah, I think so. So 1st and 10.
Yep, here we go.
You know, that's a nice halftime adjustment that I've noticed. We're really hitting those 10-yard out patterns. So with the way Desert Ridge is coming after us, they're leaving that.
Oh, I love the call plays, the design, the mix-ups. We ran Kenji Rowland on the left and threw out all the way to the right across the field to get that first down.
JD, quick 3-step drop, and that's a dangerous throw, almost play. Dangerous.
That was intended for number 3, Libman. On the coverage was number 15, was Aiden Lee, excuse me. 6'2", 200 pounds, junior at Desert Ridge.
So bring up a 2nd and 10 for Pinnacle at the 48 of Desert Ridge. 14 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, folks. We're hanging on with a 7-point lead to tell you what, a Desert Ridge team that they got spanked pretty hard last week, 51-0 to Highland. They've come out and played us really hard this game, no question.
And controlled, by the way.
Handoff, Kenji Rowland up the middle. He's got a first down. He's got more. Keeps the legs pumping all the way up to the 35-yard line. Man, you think that kid wants to play again next week? I think so. Good hold by the offensive line. And a great run by Kenji Rowland.
Gomez, number 9 on the tackle.
Love that. And he keeps those legs moving, captures up a few white jerseys, and here come the rest of the blue jerseys pushing him forward for a few more yards.
And that's it for the end of the 3rd quarter, folks. Your Pinnacle Pioneers hanging on to a 24-17 lead in the first round of the playoffs over Desert Ridge. Well, so far so good in the second half. In fact, you couldn't have asked for a whole lot better than this. I think we put up 14 points in the 3rd quarter there, Rich? I think so.
Yes, 14 unanswered points in the 3rd quarter.
We've scored 21 straight. And, you know, the defense has given up some yards here and there, but, you know, we haven't been giving up the big screen plays anymore, and, you know, they haven't tried to dial up that fade pattern. They may come back to that at some point. But right now, pretty good. What do you
Yeah,
see?
so we got a first down there, Todd. What? So looks like since the halftime adjustment, so in the third quarter from what we saw in the first half, a little bit more different mix-ups and different views, different players got involved.
Both sides of the ball, I've seen some adjustments in what they've done. I think they're focusing more on the shorter passing game with JD. You've seen a lot of success on the 10-yard out patterns in the second half. You've also...
Well, I mean, it definitely...
Well, the one time he went deep.
He went deep, and that was the score.
Yeah, you got to take a shot here and there to go down. But then running the ball, too. We've got such a great offensive line. It just depends on how they're defending it. If they're coming out in a 3-4 defensive look and they've got linebackers shooting over different gaps, sometimes that's a little confusing to figure out which guy you're going to take.
So what do we do? What do you do here? So more
First
the
and
same?
10, I'd mix it up, balance, go back and forth, just depending on what they're going to give you. JD's going to throw. He fakes the quick throw this time. Marcus Lippman down the sideline. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. First down, Pioneers. What a great out and up pattern that was. So here you go. We were just talking about what they do different. They've hit like 4 or 5, 10-yard out patterns. This time, they want the corner to bite, and they go up top over the safety for the completion.
So not only did they bite, but you saw JD. It wasn't necessarily a fake pump, but you saw the action. Probably drew the corner on the hitch, and he took off. I didn't see the whole run, but successful catch.
And it's going to be a run up the middle. Kenji's not going to have a whole lot of room, maybe a yard or two. Well, and credit JD on that throw. It was absolutely perfect. It was right where it needed to be. It's going to bring a second and call it 8 from the 9-yard line. JD under center. Kenji rolling again to the right-hand side, up to the 5-yard line, and he's going to get it into the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers!
Yeah, boy, does he have some moves.
Wow, Kenji, had a baby.
He had some moves. He had to spin to get it into the touchdown. He made one person miss, made a move on the second person, and spun right in on the third.
I'm telling you, good blocking again, but he follows his blocks. He's really getting more comfortable at that running back spot. And, as a kid, you heard Dana's interview with you last week. Obviously,
That's right.
He was talking about that. He said Kenji's going back to his youth days, going back to running back. Kicks down, it's up, and it's good. And Pinnacle now with a 31-17 lead, folks. We've opened it up a little bit. 11:15 left in 28 unanswered points. So 11:15 left in the ball game. And now you can't give up the big play.
Can't give up the big play, and you've got to keep the pressure on.
You've got to expect them to maybe take a shot down the field and expect some screens, actually. They're going to try to catch us being aggressive. You may see some reverses, some different things they try to do. They're not set up to throw the ball 40 times a game. It's not their strength. They've got a kid that was playing running back that's now a quarterback, so they're still going to probably stay with their bread and butter, but they're going to try to speed it up a little now. Well, there's nothing wrong with a little adversity coming into the playoffs. Being down by 2 touchdowns, going, okay, how are we going to respond? It's the character of the team. And you got Percy in, Dominic Percy to kick. And it's going to be a pooch kick to the left this time. It's kicked right to a coach on the sidelines. That's going to be 1st and 10.
And he dropped his cell phone.
Well, I think that's the Matt, Coach Matt. To be fair, it was a good catch. Your moment in the sun. There you go. Yeah, that's the JV head coach. By the way, shout out, man. Undefeated again. That's his first year coaching here with the Pioneers, or second, I think. And he coached them to an undefeated season. I love that, huh?
I mean, we talk about it every game. I hear about Tim and I do the freshman and JV games, and we really, really enjoy them. I mean, don't get me wrong. Varsity games are great. They're intense, but the JV and freshmen are a lot of fun to watch. We get used to these guys. We get to meet a couple of the varsity guys.
Well, and you see the up-and-comers.
Yeah, that's right. We've been watching J.D. Johnson since he was a freshman.
Yep.
False start against Desert Ridge.
So at their own 35, now it's going to move it back to the 30. And being down now 2 scores.
Captain fraction, Simmons, 5-yard catch.
You just get the hunch they're going to come up with something. A trick play, perhaps. A reverse pass.
Well, I would think so, right? So this is you either win or you go home, and your season's done, right?
Yeah.
So they they went into halftime with the lead, so they just 28 unanswered points. You got to do something different.
Well, they're trying to run that option now, and the Pioneers have made a nice adjustment. That was they picked up maybe 2 yards. So good job by the defense. Did you catch you had that? I think okay. So Tim's downstairs helping us. Shane Sunday on the tackle.
They're just not going anywhere. I mean, they didn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So it's a 2nd and 11. And again, the clock now becomes a factor. They're going to hurry up a little bit more now. They do have single coverage over here on our side. You got to watch that. And it's going to be a fullback dive.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, that interior of the line. Players are really starting to make a statement now.
I mean, they were all in there. I didn't even see if it was an extra man or a blitz. It was just overpowering by Big Blue.
I'm sure at halftime the kids, coaches too, probably said, hey guys, we're not supposed to be on this end of the scoreboard. But they didn't panic. They probably got a little PO'd, made some adjustments, and now you're seeing the result. I mean, we've come out and scored 21 points in the second half, and then we haven't allowed a single point to Desert Ridge.
So here we go now, 3rd and 10. They give them a gain of 1 on that play.
Here's where you watch the screen, right here.
We got 4 defenders up on the line, threatening blitz.
Almost got us on an offsides there. And delay a game?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay, so they were trying. I don't know if they were trying to pull us offsides. You feel the wheels coming off a little bit on the Desert Ridge sideline,
I mean,
right?
definitely momentum is definitely shifted, and it feels cumbersome and confused. In fact, they just called their second timeout. Desert Ridge called their second timeout of the half.
So now at 3rd and 15, you still have to watch the screen. They may be in four down territory.
So that's interesting. I mean,
so here's an updated score. Matt Higgins, thank you. Bash is up over Perry right now, 21-17. Holy cow. Perry's the one, if we were to get through our first 2 games, that's who we were afraid of in round 3, or not afraid of, but that I felt like was probably the strongest opponent on the other side of the bracket. But if Basha pulls off that upset, that's a big one. And they're up by 4. 21-17 Basha. You never know. Playoff football. Again, last year, Westview had 15, took down Desert Ridge, who was number 2. We'll catch up on some of the other scores here in a bit.
Yeah, I'd love to get that Red Mountain Queen Creek score.
Well, the last we had was tied at 14. 14-all. So 3rd and 15. And they're going to go to motion. Watch the pass. Here comes the trick play. And great job by Kyle Bryant. How about interception number 6, baby? Attaboy, Kyle. Number 6 on the year. Now he leads the team. Q's got 5. Kyle's got 6. We have a penalty, though. Let's see what they're going to call. Great job by Kyle Bryant. Read that the entire way.
Bryant pending the penalty.
Let's see what we've got here. I think that's going to be against Desert Ridge.
Let's see. They're picking it up. So.
Oh, no, it's going to come back.
What's the call?
Holding against Pinnacle.
10 yards from the previous spot.
Okay, so, yeah, all right, take the interception off the board. Now, it's a 10-yard penalty. They still have 3rd and 5.
But 3rd and 5, I think that's right. That's their spot. They've been running it for 5-yard gains, giving it to number 20 on the fullback.
I'm not sure if we were in a
now checking in on this play.
Number 20? Yeah.
Yeah.
You key on him. But again, the clock's an issue now. They're down 14. It's 9:38 left. They can't take their time.
And by the way, that was number 16 who had that arm, who threw that.
You called it, Rich. Number 20 right up the gut. And, boy, he is a bowling ball. First down.
Yep.
Man, that kid, after contact, he drags 3 or 4 guys another 3 yards.
And that was tackled by number 52, Sam Akwabu.
Gabe Segura was the number 20, the fullback, the 5'11", 205-pound senior. He's been their workhorse.
Yeah, he has. He's been grinding all night. following his leads, getting 5 or 6 yards a run.
Kids are going to be a little sore tomorrow, I think. This has been a physical game. They play in maybe the toughest conference out there. I mean, they've just got tough teams they go against every week. And running back falls down, gets back up. That's Segura that we were talking about, and he still won't go down. Holy cow. Bring a 2nd and 9. You know, my perspective on this, though, 8:56, 8:55, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. If they want to continue chewing up 3 minutes to get 10 yards, I'm good with that. Let's get out of here with a W.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about. We felt like they've got to change something up. But 28 unanswered points, and the way that they've been running the ball is a lot of time off the clock. They've got 1 timeout left. Down 14 points. Under 10 minutes to go in the game.
On a 2nd and 9 motion, and they are going to throw this time. Here's that screen again. This time it's going to be a pick 6.
Greg Alley, number 7.
Hang on, Greg. Go on, baby. Hang on, Greg. Oh, man, down to the 10. You want to talk about halftime adjustment? You just saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know what D coordinator Andrew Hurley and Dana and the rest of them pulled up, but that's the 3rd time they tried that screen. They got us the first 2. We just made them pay in a big way.
Made them pay big time.
Greg Alley, great
I don't know
job.
what Greg was doing. It looked like he was juggling there a little bit, almost lost it.
I thought he had pick 6.
And it slowed him down.
I thought he had pick 6.
Yeah, I think he
so
did.
Close. Great job by Greg Alley.
So we don't have the replay running tonight?
I guess not.
That's too bad.
But I give credit. I honestly, that's got to be a coaching adjustment. They said, listen, what are we going to do against this screen? And they came up with something that just worked fantastic. Really did. So shout out to the coaching staff for that. And to Greg for executing it. You can pull all the right triggers in the world, but if the kids don't execute, it doesn't matter. So Pinnacle, fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 now. 14-point lead, 8 minutes left. And we're at the 10-yard line.
Pinnacle wants to talk about it. Definitely would like to get a touchdown on this play. So Pinnacle takes a timeout. They've got 2 left in the half. Getting more shout-outs, Todd. Oh, my God, is that a picture?
We have a picture?
No, I'm just kidding.
The rock concert has come out.
Well, it's Todd's phone's getting lit up here with shout-outs. That's awesome.
Well, again, so we're 4th quarter towards the end. If anybody's just now coming in, shoot me a text at 623-687-6003. Be happy to give you a shout-out on the air. So Desert Ridge defense, they're just, good observation from Mr. Ardall in Wisconsin. They're wearing down. The Pinnacle line, here's where I give credit. It's like we talked about with Tasha's dad. What a great conversation with mom and dad, wasn't it? I mean, I didn't know he's a 4.3 kid. That's pretty awesome. But that's what Pinnacle's O-line does to you. It's 3rd and 4th quarter, man. You eventually just get worn down.
That's right. I mean, this is why Pinnacle's been this. Look, Pinnacle's 9-1 for a reason.
Oh yeah, we haven't lost in Arizona this year. Only losses to what was a top 10 team nationally in California. So here's the Kinsey rolling over to the right-hand side. No room. Yeah, they must have stacked the box. I didn't see what they did on the D line with the linebackers there. But now the clock becomes our friend. We certainly don't have to be in a hurry now. And Pinnacle's going to take their time to figure out what we're going to do next. So next week, folks, if we come out victorious on this, we're looking at either Queen Creek or Red Mountain that will be coming to Pinnacle to play for the 2nd round of the playoffs. JD, under pressure, throws it a little bit too much mustard on that, incomplete.
Johnson's pass incomplete.
So updated score on the Perry Basha game. Thank you, Matt Higgins. Matt Higgins in Ohio is keeping our scoreboard updates. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
24-21 Perry over Basha early in the 4th. Boy, that's a tight ball game. Couple of tight ones, and we've got 14-14 with Red Mountain Queen Creek. That's another one. There's always an upset or two.
I think that Perry Basha game is being live streamed too, along with the Brophy Mountain Point game.
I bet that's a really good game. That Brophy Mountain Point. I don't know which one I take.
In the other half of the bracket.
So 3rd and 12 for the Pioneers. JD in the shotgun. Going to set up a middle screen, and it's sniffed out and incomplete. trying to get it to Covington. So on fourth, you may see a field goal.
Yep, and we are.
Yep, here comes Dominic Posey. He's had a good year. I think he's 5 for 5. 5 for 6, maybe? I think 5 for 5, actually. So Dominic Posey to come out and attempt. Let's see, we're at the 12, correct? So 13-yard line. So about a 30-yarder. From the right hash, he's going to have to put a little bit of a hook on this. That would extend our lead. We'd double them up, 34-17, if we can get this through. Snaps down, kicks up, beautiful kick, right down the middle.
Oh, no good, it was left.
Oh, sorry. All right, so no good. Put a little bit too much mustard on the hook. So, yeah, no harm, no foul. So 7 minutes, 21 seconds left. We still have a 14-point lead.
We do. So we'll turn the ball over on downs there. We'll get the ball at the 20-yard line.
Here's another
7:21.
Here's an update. Red Mountain 24, Queen Creek 14.
There you go. 10 unanswered points by.
Here. So 1st and 10, Desert Ridge. And they're going to feed the ball up the middle again, this time 2 yards in a cloud of dust. Bring up a 2nd and 8. Here we have a shout out to number 81, Shane Sunday from the grandparents in Fredericksburg, Texas. The Lone Star State. Appreciate you watching, folks. Shane's
Not
had a heck of a
familiar
year.
with Fredericksburg. Do you think that's East or West Texas?
I would imagine that's probably, I'm going to guess West. Be my guess.
Do you have this thing on your phone called Google? You ever heard of it?
Yeah, I never use it. Never use it. So 2nd and 7 for Desert Ridge. And on a motion, we're going to look at another option. They pitch it this time to the running back, and boy, I'll tell you what, good job. Kyle Bryant, nice job on the tackle. He was, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. He was a little bit more of the nail there, but he got the hammer down, so that's all that matters.
There's a little bit of extracurricular stuff going on out there, too. Some frustrations you're starting to see.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So now with a 2nd and 3rd, we'll call it a 3rd and 3 from the 28-yard line. With 6 minutes left, though, they're going to have to hurry to try to get something going. They can't just chew up the clock. You got to expect a big play attempt at some point. Nope, right up the middle. Where Bowling Ball takes it, number 20. That is Segura.
And he's going to be short of the first down, so it's going to be 4th and 1.
So 4th and 1 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds and counting and a 14-point lead. If we can hold here, you're not going to have it completely wrapped up, but it's going to be pretty darn close.
They don't get a first down here, and this is it's pretty much game over. But you're right, no guarantees.
No, not
so
those double zeros on the clock.
I'm sure number 20 will be in the backfield in an I formation.
I formation.
Loading up on the left side.
No play action. They're going to go
play
deep.
Fake.
They do have somebody. Oh, it's an interception. Here we go to the 45, to the 40.
That's
35. We got some blocks. Q to the 20, to the 15. Take it in. Q, take it in. Go, go, go. Touchdown, Quentin Powell.
So that is no flag. 2 flags on here, but after the interception.
Right.
So that is his 6th interception
on the year. Absolutely.
And by the way,
Kyle had 5, but the holding call took Kyle's away. So Q and Kyle leading the team with 5 each. And
no, Q had 5 coming in. That's the 6-1.
Right. And
they're not going to take that away. Those flags were after the interception.
Here's the deal. Both of those kids are seniors. I got to work with them when they were sophomores. They were playing up as sophomores on varsity. Both great kids, both athletic kids, and they're both having fantastic senior seasons.
Against Pinnacle, number 31. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
So the touchdown's going to be taken off the board by Q. Alonzo Meyer, they got Alonzo on a block.
I didn't see it. Or see anything. Did you see it?
I didn't. I did not.
But it was Q. Q even slowed. He slowed up to get behind and get the block from Havner.
Right.
On 28, which was perfect. Havner kept running, got in front of the guy, and Q was able to run around him. Unfortunately, got called there on a illegal block.
15 yards.
So that's going to give Pinnacle a 1st and 10 from the 33. Now we've got less than 5 minutes left and a 14-point lead.
So that was an interesting call. 4th and 1. They've been running it up the gut the whole time. They decided to throw it, and it was interception.
Well, they had to take a shot sometime. And the handoff over to, oh no, JD's going to keep it. And Wisely goes down at about the 29-yard line.
Johnson, number 10 on the
nice fake. He got me on that. So JD's going to pick up on his own there, while with the help of his buddies on the O-line and the blocking. 9 yards. Bring up a 2nd and 1 for the Pioneers. And that you may see the ground and pound time for Pinnacle. Just chew the clock up, and if you can tack one more on, that's great.
So with just under 5 minutes, Todd, you wouldn't go for another score here and just start putting the nail in the coffin?
I guess if you have the matchup to do it, sure. Yeah, here you go. Passing the ball. JD going to wisely, well, we got a holding call or something, and JD goes down. But here's the deal. You're not going to take a chance on throwing a ball that could be intercepted at this point. You're on a 2nd and short. Would you take a chance on 2nd and 1? Yeah, that's the time to do it if you're going to try to put the nail in the coffin. Coach Brown, Mike Brown's unpredictable. He really is. The flux capacitor, he gets that thing fired up, and he just wants to say, well, I know everybody in the stadium's expecting a run. Why don't we do a double reverse pass to a lineman?
And I remember that game, it wasn't this season, but last season when he pulled out the double wingback on like every play.
Oh, they ran the whole game. Yeah, Desert Mountain set a school record for points, 77 points.
I didn't even know what to say, but the call, I couldn't follow the ball.
So after the holding call, that's going to move us from 2nd and 1 to, 2nd and 13, we'll call it. 13. Yep. JD surveys the field, plenty of time, great blocking, and he's got a wide open Shane Sunday down to the 10, to the 5. Put the check in the bank, baby. Shane Sunday, you just got a shout out from your grandparents, and you answered with a touchdown. Atta kid. Love it.
So then those are the calls. That's why I was asking. I think if I was the coach, those are the calls that I would make. I'd want to try to put the nail in the coffin. We went into halftime down, right? And so I don't want to give them any chance of coming back. We got all the momentum. Let's go for the score.
Great.
By the way, we just missed a field goal. Don't forget that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. So we've more than doubled them up at this point. Snaps down, kicks up, and good. So, folks, if you haven't been tuned in the entire time, you said, oh, yeah, let's watch the playoff game. Oh, yeah, Pinnacle's killing them. Let me tell you something. We were down 17-3 midway through the second quarter. And it's been a heck of a comeback. Great blocking on that touchdown, by the way. Great throw by JD. Good catch by Shane Sunday. And not perfect, man. 5 minutes before Fredericksburg, Texas, somewhere, there's grandparents that are high-fiving and doing the do-si-do and the two-step together going, here we
Still
go.
don't know if they're high-fiving in West Texas or East Texas.
Not sure. So Pinnacle now, 21-point lead. This is kind of what I expected. I didn't expect it to go down this way, though. Yeah, I give full credit. Desert Ridge came out and played hard. You were right. Yeah, Rich, you were 100% on that. I didn't get that.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut
yet
once in a
again,
while.
I'm going to lose another bet to special teams coordinator Eric Ardall on the final score prediction. He's closer than I am. I just can't beat that guy this year. So it's going to be a short kick, fair catch at the 34, Desert Ridge.
Fair catch, ball caught by number 60.
So that was, you can hear Tim on the overhead, number 60, Jared Rain, senior, 5'7", 170 pounds.
Well, if you go way back to 2008,
6A scores here, folks.
Desert Ridge beat us in the first round of the playoffs all the way back in 2008, so we're getting a little revenge on them this year. So Desert Ridge now looks like shotgun formation.
Tim just gave a big score on the overhead. Chandler's up a lot against Boulder Creek.
I knew that would happen.
Yep.
Here comes that screen again. This time they're going to have some numbers. Foot race, 50, 45, 40, and he runs out of bounds.
Ball caught by number 28.
So Greg Alley made him pay last time.
By number 11, Kyle Bryant, flag on the play.
But there is a flag, so we may get a holding call. Yep, on offense. So that will come back. The game was going really quickly in the first half. Not a lot of time. And now the second half with penalties and throwing the ball a lot more. Certainly you've seen a change. Pinnacle with 30.
Walking back, number 32 offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
How about 35 unanswered points? Though? You got to like that.
Just
talk about adversity. That's how you respond.
It's really a complete momentum shift.
I love this one. I love this one. In case you didn't figure it out yet, Q stands for quick. Grandparents in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You are so correct.
I was
going to
say WQ for wicked quick.
Wicked quick. My wife had the funniest comment. This shout to the grandparents in a second. Complete up to the 27-28. Yep, good job by D. So last year, I was talking about Quentin, how fast he was, and my wife said, well, you know, it sounds like Superman in a phone booth. So grandparents, there you go. The Q stands for do the Superman, SMQ, Superman quick. So second and 13 for Desert Ridge. And they're going to try an out-and-up pattern. They're going to go deep. Jack Havner's on coverage. And had help at safety from Clay Zepke. Good job by both. Good coverage.
That was intended for number 14, Andrew Chino, junior 6'1", 160 on Desert Ridge. He had two defenders throwing it into coverage. Another one lucky he didn't get it intercepted.
So, Rich, the answer to your question from Shane Sunday's grandparents, Fredericksburg is 70 miles northwest of San Antonio. Hill country. Beautiful area.
North, that sounds beautiful.
So on a
road trip.
I just had one of those last year. Went to a conference there. I love that whole area. So 3rd and 13. And quick screen pass over to the right side. And good job by coming up. Good tackle. Kyle Bryant. Nice job by Kyle Bryant to come up and make that play.
There's a flag on the play. That's going to be against Pinnacle.
Personal foul. Roughing the pass from number 99 defense.
Jacob Gemelli.
Yeah. First down.
So they're going to have Jacob come out, I'm sure. Calm down a little. 30-14, Red Mountain over Queen Creek. So it's looking more and more like our next round opponent next week is going to be Red Mountain, also from the East Valley and from Mesa.
Now we've played them in the past, haven't we?
Oh yeah, many times.
But we didn't this year.
No.
Did we? Yeah. So
they've got some talented kids.
Yep.
At this point in the playoffs, every team's going to have some really good players. Another screen pass, and this time it's overthrown, incomplete.
So that time that was thrown by number 17, Austin Kolb. He's a sophomore, 6'4", 175. I think he's the backup QB.
So from the 44-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Chaparral 0.
And you got some different. Looks like you got some different kids in now.
That's a game too. Desert Vista 6 and Chaparral 0.
Wow.
Yeah, it's if there's a
Liberty 56, Westview 14.
A Desert Vista against Perry, either one of those is going to be a good game against
Second
the
10.
winner of this and the winner of the.
And we're going to send pressure. Wow, what a great job and rush by that defensive line. Who shot out of a cannon from the left-hand side was that Maya? Is that a fumble? We got the ball.
Yeah, it was a fumble.
Alonzo Maya, number 31, literally was shot out of a cannon on that play.
And he also recovered a fumble.
Wow, that was impressive. Alonzo's a great athlete. He's a junior.
Perry 24, Basha 20.
So, you bring that up, Todd. There's less than 3 minutes left, but I was doing some homework. We have total on the team today, suited up is 64. There's actually 65 players that are all wearing jerseys tonight, but not everybody's suited, so 64.
Right.
Of those, 34% of them are seniors.
Okay.
And then of the juniors are 52%, freshmen 14%. But the juniors and the sophomores that are up playing tonight represent 2/3 of the team.
Yeah.
So think about that going into next year.
Well, yeah, they're going to be tough next year. Extremely tough. JD hands the ball off over to the right-hand side. Number 14 for the Pioneers. And that is Anthony Ament, sophomore. 5'10", 170-pounder.
Good quarterback at the helm.
You saw him at the JV level, I'm sure, quite a bit this year.
Number 20.
A couple of other substitutions. Number 55, Jake Munn, senior, checking into the ballgame.
I didn't catch that. Who's running quarterback for us? It's not JD.
No, it's Zach Wren, number, I believe.
So Zach Wren was wearing number 4. He may have switched jerseys. So Zach Wren is from our freshman team. It's a freshman quarterback.
Well, I'm not sure. Actually, no, I think that's a JV quarterback. Fumble on the snap. Isn't that Cole Bishop?
Trying to look for a number here. Is it 40?
49 is Cole Bishop. I think that's who's in there, isn't it?
That is. So 49 is Cole Bishop. He's a junior, 6'1", 190. So he's in this quarterback now. We did bring up...
well, he quarterbacked an undefeated JV team this year.
That's right.
Minute 44 and counting. And you do have some different players in the ballgame, obviously, now. Great comeback by the Pioneers. You know, down 17-3. Full credit to Desert Ridge. They came out and they punched us in the mouth. They really did. And the kids showed a lot of character and adversity to come back and score 35 unanswered points, you know, for us to get the W tonight.
Well, it says a timeout with Pinnacle. Looks like there was just some confusion going on in the field. We've got a lot of new players in there.
So, again, 13 straight playoff appearances. We made it to the second round 6 times. Made it first round, we got out 7 times. This year's squad, though, is the highest rated squad in the history of the school. Guess what number 2 would be? Like national rankings to end the year? It's 2014, Brian Lewerke's senior year, my son's senior year. Ended up that year, I think, ranked like 444 in the country. You know, we're ranked number 79 now. And then the third was the 2013 team. Last year's team was the 4th. When you look at national rankings, and I know that doesn't mean a hill of beans.
No, it's at least directional. It tells a story.
Right, it gives you kind of a good barometer. Yeah, the 2014 team ended up ranked 440th in the country. And again, we're 79th now, folks, higher than we've ever been. Last year's team ended up at number 558. And the 2013 team with Josh Hoekstra as a senior ended up at 528, actually, that year. So here come the Pioneers. Cole Bishop on a 3rd and 8 at quarterback. Getting the call from Coach Brown on the sidelines. Minute 22, obviously. Going to do a sweep over to the right-hand side. He's in trouble. Reverses field. Doesn't have a whole lot of room.
So he was number 14, Anthony Ament.
Yeah, the sophomore.
Sophomore, 5'10", 170 pounds.
A fun time of year for some of the youngsters, the sophomores and freshmen, to be able to come up. First time playing varsity, you never forget that, especially playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, we always talk about our sons that came up through the system. My son Jake had the opportunity to do that. It was exciting for us too as parents.
Oh, of course.
It's a big deal. Big deal for the sophomores.
So 46 seconds and counting, folks. You may see one more play, I assume, or are we pretty much done? Good comeback win for the Pioneers.
We're going to call a timeout here.
Timeout, okay.
just under 37 seconds. So we've got to run at least one more play.
So it looks like Red Mountain, I haven't seen any more scoring updates. Well, here's Matt. So Para 31, Basha 21. Perry holds on to take down Basha. So
yeah, I bet that was a great game.
So Red Mountain basically is going to be who we have next week outside of a...
And I'm glad they're coming up here because that's a long drive, Todd.
We've had some really good matchups against Red Mountain in the past. We've been into them in the playoffs before. Regular season, they're tough. They're a good team. At 9-1, folks, so going into next week's game at 10-1, we'll be tied for the best record we've had going into a second round of the playoffs with that 2014 team. Very similar.
All right, here we go. In a smart play, we're going to punt it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody at Desert, they don't have anybody back on Desert Ridge.
Bounces at the 8. Wow, what a great directional punt.
Awesome.
Yeah, JD, there you go.
Ouch.
So JD puts him out. So 29 seconds left. 29 seconds inside the 10.
Sorry for laughing, but that was just a stellar punt.
So here we go with 29 seconds left. No interviews tonight, Rich, because you're not on the field. The reason Tim's not here, folks, if you didn't know, he was asked to do the overhead announcements for the game, actually, in the stadium. And next year, starting next year, at home games, he's going to be the guy that does that moving forward. So you'll have Rich and I at home, and we'll have some guests. We'll have some fun with it. Maybe next week another guest or two.
We're going to work on it. If we can get our roaming technology finally working. If anybody's curious out there, we just need bigger antennas. The gear's okay, but we get technical challenges with other technology that people are using for the game.
Well, a run over the middle, and he's got some room up to the 30, to the 40, all the way up to the 50-yard line. I think, is that their big kid, number 20? Or is that somebody else that
looks
put
like
in?
it. I think.
Man, he's quick. He really is. He's like a bowling ball with some speedy legs. Look at that guy. 5'11", 205. He is a good back. He's a really good back.
Brady, number 21 on the tackle.
So that's going to 20.7 seconds left. We still got a couple more to go. Anthony Franklin checking in for Drew Acor. Acor coming off the field. Another hole over the right-hand side, and again.
Hand off to 20 again.
Well, senior season, you know. Yep. You can tell he's been one of the better players.
So that was tackled by number 47, Ian Little, on Pinnacle. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 165 pounds.
And one more. A special shout-out, thank you to our production crew with Evan Maxey and Steve Lombardi, Craig Despres, and Luke Despres, camera guys, and Val Sunberg, Pat. And folks, this year we get to do this broadcast to bring these to you all the way through the playoffs up until a potential championship game. Then we would not be allowed to do that. But if we can, going into next week, we'll be here with you again at a home game. The third round game won't be at home, it's at a neutral field. Semis are always, I think, at a neutral field, if memory serves. But a great job by your Pinnacle Pioneers to come back tonight, down early 17-3. They put on the gas, and the final score 38-17 by Pinnacle. Next week, we will have Red Mountain coming to town. So, for Rich Piper and myself, there's no interviews, folks, or anything, so we'll wrap up early today. Just, I guess, final thoughts on the game, Rich. You know, to me, it showed a lot of character for them to come back.
Final thoughts is I think I don't always get the prediction right of how the games are going to go, and it's certainly
you did today.
You know, at 9-1 record, and we've covered Pinnacle with every game. And you know, be honest with you, you get a little bit nervous in the first half.
Sometimes.
All of the matchups, all of the scores, everything on paper said that it shouldn't have been that close. But you have faith in the team. It's a good, solid team. They know how to run their plays. They just made a couple of adjustments, especially on defense.
Yeah, well, both sides of the ball, they made some adjustments that obviously they shut them out in the second half.
That's right.
We won the second half 35-0. So you have to credit adjustments and the kids wearing them down and continuing to believe and just bringing the wood.
Yeah, so, hey, his final thoughts, it's been it's an exciting year. Looking forward to next week and looking forward to a few more weeks of this.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, basically at this point, if we can win the next two, we're in the title game almost certainly against Chandler. So that's what we need. We need to go 2-0 to get to the title game. But we need to go 1-0 next week against Red Mountain to make it to the semis, which would be the first time in school history. That's what's on the line next week.
So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for the shout-outs. Thank you for the $10 from Wisconsin. Next weekend, maybe we'll either double or nothing, or we'll give you instructions on how to wire that money. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks, folks.